Spit on that thing. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It is a Football Friday Fiesta. This little experiment is not going to last very long. But welcome in, everybody. It is a Football Friday Fiesta. Wall-to-wall football is back.
Got you potted up a little more, so you can be a little more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm not on 1620 The Zone TV. We have a
big issue.
Yeah. So the microphone that is located where this seat is malfunctioned. I went to move the microphone to get ready for the show,
which is normal. You move the mic, get it comfortable,
and boom. I don't think we caused it.
You didn't break it.
It does appear to be 25 years old, and now the screw has had its last legs. Yeah. All right. We'll you know what? It's a Football Friday Fiesta. We're not going to complain because we got football last night. It just ended about a couple of minutes ago. If you did not stay up during the lightning delay.
There was a lightning delay?
Yes. Philadelphia beat Dallas 24-20. I got some thoughts on your football team, Jimmy.
They suck.
That I'll share.
Back to you, Gary.
Ironically, how about this? So Nebraska is getting ready to play a team that their mascot is a kangaroo on Saturday night. There is no way in God's green earth that you should lose to a team that their mascot is Zippy the kangaroo. I'm just going to put it out there. Whatever the spread is.
Does sound cute. You
should never, ever lose. I'll tell you, in their basketball arena, they have that kangaroo everywhere. They're very proud of Zippy the kangaroo. But isn't it interesting that last night, the NFL game had a lightning delay a couple of days before we play a football game around here that was put in place by another lightning delay. People are saying on the interwebs, and I'm not sure if this is not, I'm not saying this, but it might be true, is that Butch Hug and Dom, the big Eagles security guy, are actually the same person.
Are they related?
Okay. Yeah, because I think Dom last night noticed the lightning and went into action.
Did he do the point? Did he go and do his best Butch, his best TO?
I don't think you can do a Butch Hug. Green. On spot on. But I think people are saying that Dom saw the lightning. Like Kevin Harlan on the Zone last night jinxed it. He said, "Where's the weather?" And then boom, here comes the lightning. And I don't know, did it ever rain?
No, never rained. Yeah. Never, not one drop once.
That happens out west a lot. You get those thunderstorms with just lightning and no rain.
So they had a delay of a little bit over an hour, and then they came back and played last night, and Philadelphia held on to win, which is one of the wilder things about that game, and there are many, is that there were no points after the delay.
If you were an under better, you had to have such a euphoric feeling of like you're at the end of the first half. You're probably like, we're done. This is over. And then they go ahead and they have that second half that they have. I could imagine, because I didn't bet the under. I can imagine as every drive went on and every punt came, you kind of were like, oh my God, they keep screwing up. They can't scoring. This is incredible. I can't get over the fact that you're going to try and do a show.
How does it sound? Because
you sound good.
Okay,
you sound good. Exactly the same. I just also can't believe you started the show with spit on that thing.
Why? Because we have Spitgate. You don't think so? So it's great to have football back last night, and I mean it was point after point after point, and it was crazy. And you're like, oh my gosh, hello Dak. Hate the Cowboy owner, love Dak, and then the Eagles do what the Eagles do. But we had the NFL back last night, and within 6 seconds of the game, we had Spitgate. So Jalen Carter, shock. Maybe that's why you fell. Bang. I know, to 9th overall. But you don't think all of the major talking head shows today will talk about Spitgate over and over and over? And that's part of what was I call it a 10-pound bag of football last night stuffed into a 5-pound bag. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I got a chance when I got home after the high school game. They had just come out of the lightning delay, so I had U.S. Open women's tennis and the NFL going on. I kind of enjoyed last night.
I can't wait for the hot Jalen Carter takes that are going to come about this and questioning his how he is as a person.
He's pro germs.
You're going to get a lot of
hands.
You're going to get a lot of what you brought up. This is exactly why he was the 9th overall pick. They'll probably bring up some of the issues he had with the driving incident that he was in at some point.
There was a death involved while he was in college. Yes.
Like
he went to Georgia.
They will. It will be. Now, I do want to give a lot of credit to Dak Prescott and how he handled that whole situation. He could have gone full Myles Garrett on Mason Rudolph if he wanted to, with a grown man spitting on you. His comments after the game being like, well, I did spit in his general direction, and that's just kind of what I do. And I think he might have thought that I was spitting at him, so he spit at me. I was like, oh my God, like good for you. Good on you for handling it that way.
Now, I hope when people discuss this, and I'm glad you brought up Dak, because I thought Dak was one of the best players, if not the best player on the field last night. I like the Cowboy offense. Did not like the defense, but I got a thought. First of all, any grown man or woman that spits at you or on you, they're done.
Well, that's not nice.
I mean, they're done, and I believe there's a stipulation in the law that whatever happens to that person is fair game. That is one of the most vile and disgusting things. And my mom always said, don't use the word stupid. I'm never going to call you stupid. Don't use the word stupid. And so, like, she scared that into me as I got older, and I never called anybody stupid. I just, until I saw Forrest Gump. But that action at the beginning of the game, where it's in front of the umpire, it's in front of 8K cameras.
Yes.
It is in front of Mike Tirico, who was right on it immediately. Is stupid too harsh of a word to call what Jalen Carter did in that moment, 6 seconds into the season?
I do have the delay on if you'd like to.
It is
I got you.
dumb. It is stupid. It's way more than stupid. I mean, first off, he is now in a situation, Jalen Carter is probably the most important person on that defense. If we're being honest, after they lost Milton Williams, after they lost Josh Sweat, like he is this is exact, like, okay, I don't want to turn into the hot take guys that we were referencing, but like, this is exactly why he did fall all the way to the 9th overall pick, because they thought, and many teams thought, that he could not be trusted to be one of the top guys on their football franchises. And one of the reasons why the Eagles drafted Jalen Carter wasn't because he was this incredible player. Howie Roseman was like, well, yeah, we had Nakobe Dean, and we had Nolan Smith, and we drafted Kaylee Ringo. Like, we knew that we had all these Georgia guys that could take care of him. Well, that clearly failed yesterday. Like, none of them were there to be like, dude, maybe don't talk crap to the star quarterback that everybody's currently looking at 5 seconds into the game. Like, maybe we should play a snap first. I mean, it's way more than stupid.
I think he should be suspended because the Eagles and the Chiefs play next week. I think Carter should be suspended this morning. We'll see if he gets suspended. I know he'll get fined, but kind of that stuff is college football stuff. You do that in college football.
Yeah, but I agree.
Because the NFL is a little bit different, how you look at another man. That's strictly college football stuff. I mean, I got to figure out why and explain to people Seinfeld that there were actually 2 spitters last night. But this happened. It blew me away. It happened before the first play from scrimmage. I mean, you also had a guy injured. So
sure,
the start of the game was wacky. You had a guy injured. You had Jalen Carter thrown out for spitting. You had all these points that were scored, like possession here, possession there, possession here, possession here. It's
you had the Cowboys looking good. You had them actually playing some pretty damn good football.
I kind of like their. We talked about it yesterday. I kind of like their offense, except for CD's drops. CD, take the gloves off, man.
I'll eat some crow here. I said that Javonte Williams was an awful pickup. He looked pretty damn good yesterday.
Yeah, he didn't look like the Bronco.
No,
the Bronco that was Javonte Williams. He looked a lot better. But I mean, that'll be the story. But it was great to have football back last night. They had the lightning delay. I always think during a delay like that on television, because I thought this during the Super Bowl. Remember when the lights went out at the Superdome?
Yeah,
and
don't forget it.
You have people trying to fill. Actually, the best people to fill is not now. Mike Tirico is good at this because he also used to be in our world. Chris Collinsworth, not so much. And I don't need Jason Garrett after we had Eagle Tua.
Did he clap?
Also tell us to take our pants off. Okay. It was just really kind of a weird night, but that's what the NFL is, and that's why we love it, and we're addicted to it. but you need like radio guys to help you through a long rain delay or a lightning delay in football. And, Tirico used to be a radio guy. He used to host a midday show on ESPN. But I thought that during the lights going out at the Superdome, because I was listening to Westwood One and Kevin Harlan, who radio guy, but radio play-by-play guy, but he's not like a talk show host, had trouble filling. And all I could think about last night is those guys and the producers who behind the scenes do a great job when that happens. You need radio people to step in because they, like us, know how to just talk, and fill.
How would you feel if they had
actually inspiring for those getting
guys for rain delays? Like, can you imagine if they go, all right, we're going to bring in Mike Francesa, here to fill the next half an hour, Now
that might be I get what you're saying. That might be the wrong choice, but I think radio people, when it comes to lightning delays, are the best.
They could have got some from WIP.
I was about to say, you're bringing guys from WIP radio.
Speaking of lightning delays, and again, it was kind of ironic. Last night happened in the NFL, and Nebraska Akron are playing on Saturday night.
There'll be no lightning.
It seemed like we went a long time in our lifetime that we really didn't. We cared about lightning around our sporting events, but only if it was golf. People kind of continued to play, but we all of a sudden in the last 10 to 15 years had this safety thing.
You see that
if there's
YouTube.
Lightning anywhere, within 8 miles, you got to shut the game down.
The Chiefs Seahawks game in 98.
We are not that far away from the mecca of lightning delays that induce zero rain and zero lightning. Not too far away from this very station.
Called the College World Series?
Yes. I mean, my very first College World Series game was the Stanford Wake Forest game where there was an hour lightning delay.
Yeah, never rained, right?
Not only did it never rain, it never didn't get sunny. It was beautiful weather the entire time. The downtown day trader turned into the biggest bar in probably the state of Nebraska for an hour. So yeah, I mean, it was funny though. It kind of just snuck up on me that there was like a potential lightning delay. And I was just like, I was out with some people. I was like, cool, this is a great opportunity to go home. If you were at a bar or you were at a party or you were with somebody, lightning delays are the perfect, like, okay, I'm going to get home like relatively early. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch the rest of the game. And then I'm just going to go right to bed. It's the perfect Irish goodbye without having to Irish goodbye.
I know women's tennis is not for everybody. I have to imagine, though, the U.S. Open ratings were pretty good last night during the delay because that was going on as well. And so people flipped over instead of seeing what NBC was going to do as fill time. But great way to start the year. 24-20 Philadelphia defeats Dallas. And now we get another game tonight. And where the biggest story might not be Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert or Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh. You know what the biggest story is tonight surrounding the Chiefs and the Chargers in Brazil?
This is his first game since Michigan being penalized?
No.
Okay.
Jimmy?
NFL, nobody cares about that. What's the big thing? I don't know.
I think this is the biggest story of tonight. And it's bigger than Mahomes.
It's not on TV.
The stream has to work. We're on YouTube tonight. YouTube exclusive.
Sure.
For the Chiefs and the Chargers. The stream has to work.
It'll work.
Now we're talking YouTube. Remember the Tyson Paul fight on Netflix and it was buffering? But when they had the Christmas Day games, it was fixed. And people are now like, what's it going to be like for Crawford and Canelo coming up
at 6:30
next week? But this is YouTube. Okay? This is YouTube. The stream has to work.
So
that's the story to me as somebody who I'm a fan of one of the teams playing. As that stream goes down, there's going to be a lot of anger.
Wish you're in Kansas City watching on TV.
You have a lot to worry about because
that's what they said before Tyson Paul.
Yeah, but that was what? How long ago was that?
That was last November.
Yeah,
okay.
That wasn't long.
But that was Netflix. Like this being YouTube being the massive conglomerate that it is and has literally for the last 10 years done so much and invested so much in making sure that, I mean, their entirety of their platform is streaming. And also too, YouTube does have that live. You can go live on YouTube. Like we go live on YouTube every single day. Like they are streaming millions of things all the time to a public audience fairly consistently. The fact that they have had that and they've essentially done a crash course going live.
But have they ever had this many people that are going to be watching?
I think so. You'd be surprised. Well, maybe
one
not
singular event.
Maybe not 7 million people or 15 million people.
Like the NFL, more people watch.
But
well, wouldn't that be something if they did 15 million on a Friday night?
They did. They did.
There's no more TGIF.
You'd be surprised on how many people can get into a YouTube stream and watch a live YouTube stream that a YouTuber has or a Twitch streamer has.
Yeah, but we're talking millions.
No, they've had. Yeah. I'm guarantee you that YouTube live stream has had 1 million. There's been people who've had 1 million plus viewers on YouTube live streams before. I mean, these are. I trust that.
That's where you and I are different.
$1 billion network company that has made their hay off of properly live streaming things over the last 20 years is going to be able to stream this game. At least I hope. You
just went in this diatribe about the building up YouTube, and then you go, I hope.
Well,
hope I'm right.
I mean, it'd be incredibly embarrassing if the mecca of streaming and the mecca of posting videos failed to post a video. And
I'll just go with your high school game. What do you got tonight? I know that.
We Bellevue West and Elkhorn South was a really good game.
Oh, that's like right by me. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. The
TV will work for
watching, the NFL while I'm calling a game.
You call both games.
Please work. That's all I'm asking. Okay, I got it set up to record. I'm okay with that. I've been getting, every time I log into YouTube TV this week, I get it front and center before you ever get in your guide. Hey, 7 o'clock Friday night, Chiefs and the Chargers. Don't let it break. Now, I'm rooting for it to be the stream to be good because this is our future. This is where we're going.
Right. Yeah.
Things are going to be streamed.
I read that.
And you know what? The games look great on Apple TV, like Major League Baseball. The games on Netflix,
those look good.
Look really, really good. I'm hoping, and I expect it to look really, really good on YouTube. I just don't need, because I fixed the delay and the lag time, I don't need it all of a sudden where Herbert drops back to pass in the red zone on 3rd down, and here comes Chris Jones, and all of a sudden I get the little circle.
Buffering.
I get the little circle. And then when it catches up, it's still the same score, and the Chiefs have the ball at the 25-yard line going the other way, and I'm like, huh?
It's like the game plan with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Have you seen the game plan with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? It's with
Matt. Svelte Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson lately.
Yeah,
he might win an Oscar.
Is he skinny or was he just wearing a big shirt?
No, he's cut some stuff.
Okay, because that's what I mean. Granted, though, he's still a massive human, despite the fact that he was looking slim. There was it's this Disney movie where Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a Boston football player.
You're a Disney connoisseur.
And they were watching the Boston Celtics game, and that same exact thing happened where the Celtics are about to win the game. It's a classic scene. The TV goes out, everybody freaks out. They turn the game back on. Paul Pierce just made a game-winning shot. That's what I always think about when you have those nightmare moments. People sitting on the remote control. That was a classic Super Bowl commercial. Do you remember that one?
Yes, I do.
That was incredible.
All right. Coming up on the show, it is a Football Friday Fiesta ahead of Nebraska and Akron. Pretty big game down in Norman will be going on at the same time as well. And then across the river, the Cy-Hawk Showdown, among others. Brett Cianci will join us in about an hour from Pick 6 Previews. Lee Sterling is in to try and make you some money and gloat that the U is back. Also, Matt is involved in a wrestling event tonight. So you won't have to worry about YouTube buffering.
Well,
no wonder you're so positive.
I believe I'm in the main event.
No.
So what time will that happen tonight?
That is, the event starts at 7, so I don't think I'll be on until 9 o'clock.
Okay.
I'll be in the back with the boys.
What are you doing?
Watching the football game.
Brian Blade, who is I would say he's the main guy when it comes to professional wrestling in the state of Nebraska. He'll join us a little after 8, and then Matt Verzal will stop by with a thought or two because I saw Verz yesterday on offensive line. Yes. Anybody want to guess what Pritchett did?
What did Pritchett do? Not play well?
Wasn't even a hesitation yesterday on who's starting at left tackle. Gattulo. I don't even think the reporter had a chance to get the whole question. Gattulo. And I'm like, you know what? Not even Gunner's practiced really well, and he's going to get the first. Gattulo. I beat you.
I have a quick question for you before we go to break. Because it has not. Sometimes you say things and they don't leave my mind, and we just have to settle it. Okay.
Where's this going?
You said
about as well as this microphone.
The kangaroo.
Yeah, Zippy
is the last mascot that you want to lose to, do you have like a list of mascots that is like it's appropriate to lose to those mascots?
In comparison, I think it would be acceptable to lose to a Wolverine compared to a kangaroo.
Fair.
I agree with that.
They're vicious creatures.
Like Sparty, the Michigan State Spartan. Is that that's an acceptable?
That's an acceptable loss
He's
because I like the movie and it's ferocious.
Mm-hmm.
Like even losing to a bear cat.
Which movie?
Sparta.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was
but losing, you can't lose to a school that their mascot is a kangaroo. And it's not like it's a svelte kangaroo.
Sure.
It's not like the UMKC mascot, which is a little light in the shorts. This is a big, frumpy, big feet, bounce around kangaroo. Yeah. And the only reason I know that is because I did basketball at Akron last year, and the damn thing came and hung out where I was broadcasting.
Big feet, bouncy kangaroo.
Yeah, it's like
he lives in Ohio,
like
Midwestern
a
food.
Kangaroo.
And,
sure.
I've not been around a lot of pregnant kangaroos. I've never tried to fight one, but I would.
See that.
But it's not like a little skinny, like, oh, that's one I would see in the outback. Like Archie Wilson will go, I recognize that. No, it's like a big fat kangaroo.
This is at the Val's Buffet. Yeah.
I don't think you could have your mascot be an animal that people believe that they can beat up. Like if
that's fair.
You can't. I feel like that is.
Are you going somewhere there? Because do not throw stones in a glass house.
Whoa. What do you mean?
I think a lot of people think he can beat up Herbie.
No way. Yeah. Herbie's a big mascot.
Well, he used to be
big.
He's 6'5". He's got a good pair of muscles on him.
Still 6
is very frumpy.
He's got it. Yeah, but he's got the farmer strength. That's like he's got the pure, working every single day since he was 8 years old, all
Eats
the way
bacon
up until
for every
he was
meal.
Grown adult. Yeah. He's never had to lift weights before, but he could probably bench 300 pounds because he's been moving barrels and whatnot all across his farm. Like he's been. I think Herbie.
He's country
I would
strong.
not mess with Herbie. I probably know about 8 Herbies.
Herbie wearing jeans was probably more intimidating.
I was going to say like pandas. That's another. You don't want to lose to a panda.
Well, pandas
Nebraska
can be
ever
vicious.
played at a school that has a panda as its
or a koala.
I'm going to say never. Like you can't lose to a gopher.
Can you lose to a? Well,
you can't lose to a terrapin.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fantastic brewing company, by the way, out of Georgia.
Can you lose to a live mascot that's like a little
cute
pug? Like you can't lose to Uga, even though I love it.
But you can lose to Bevo.
You can lose to Bevo and Mike the Tiger.
Mm-hmm. They'd eat you.
But like you can't lose to a war eagle.
Oh, you definitely can lose to a war eagle.
Get out the 44 and
no. I think I was just talking hand-to-hand combat. Technically, you can take a gun and shoot any of these live mascots, and you're going to be okay.
That's true.
That is true. That is a game changer.
People thought we were going to break down all about Akron.
Find out more about
Ben Finley.
They give me a rifle. Mike the Tiger's got no shot. Depends
on how quick you are.
I've never shot a rifle.
All right. So Mike the Tiger 1, Matt McMaster 0.
I think that has been a running scoreboard for a while.
The lineup brought to you by the referees of John Higgins Weather Guard. Lots to discuss. Again, Nebraska Akron coming up 6:30. The party in Lincoln, 68 at kickoff. It is cold outside. There were people at our game last night over in Papillion.
Blankets
and coats.
Wow.
Like my partner Todd Doxson, who's doing the UCF game this weekend for ESPN.
Whoa!
So he flew to Orlando this morning.
First-hand scout.
So him and Scott Frost were roommates at the Shrine Bowl.
Oh, that's
and they're
awesome.
In high school. He goes. I haven't seen Scott in about 3 years. And I was like, I can't.
A few things have changed.
Yeah. So I said, "So you gonna spend some time with him?" And he said, "Yeah, we get him. When I get to Orlando, we'll get to sit down with the head coaches and the coordinators." And he goes, "It'll be good to catch up." But last night, he was wearing a jacket. He's usually a guy. Whoa. He's in great shape.
He played at Iowa State.
Yeah, played in the NFL.
Yeah.
He was wearing a jacket. Like I was wearing pants last night. Usually
pants?
early in the year I wear shorts.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because they don't, show us below the waist. But yeah, people were wearing jackets and they had blankets last night. And it's gonna by the fourth quarter, I think it's gonna be down like
in the
62.
50s?
What a great night for football tomorrow night.
I want to apologize and being a bad partner and not watching your broadcast and supporting you. But when you say you typically wear shorts because they only broadcast you from waist up. Are you in like a suit or are you in like a okay?
We have
tuxedo.
We have design polos.
Okay.
Design Lululemon gear.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh.
We did not have that at the Jayhawk Network.
Lululemon gear.
It's a big time deal.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Did you get a bag too? They usually give a bag.
No,
Bring your lunch.
No bag. I got a hat though.
That is the classic suburban mom lunch bag is the Lululemon.
Well,
bag.
and the daughters.
I will go and I'll help my mother out at her school back in the day. Every single one of those teachers who was a female had a Lululemon lunch bag and was just.
They gave us one at the hospital as a party.
And they were walking around all with their Lululemon. Seriously, there was like 6 of them. It was crazy.
All right, we'll have thoughts on Nebraska Akron again. Wall-to-wall football, high school, college, NFL. It's all going now, and we will discuss plus more on last night. What happened in Philadelphia? Again, if you went to bed and you said, "I'm not staying up through the lightning delay," don't worry, there were no points scored afterwards. And Dallas had a chance at the end, but Philadelphia wins 24-20. I don't know why I don't know why people don't say, "Oh, that Eagles, man, they're a lucky franchise." They saved that for my team, who might be buffering on YouTube tonight.
They're not going to be buffering.
Please work. Stream needs to work. I'm rooting for YouTube.
I promise you. I promise you it'll be fine.
There's Matt. There's Jimmy. I'm Gary. It's a Football Friday Fiesta. Brett Ciancia is coming up in less than 30 minutes. Thoughts from week 1 and a look ahead to week 2 with Brett and Lee Sterling as well from Paramount Sports in 1620 The Zone. All right, football wall to wall is underway. Welcome back in. Gary and Matt with Jimmy on a Football Friday Fiesta. Brett Ciancia is going to join us here in the next hour to break down what he saw from week number 1 and Oklahoma, Michigan, among other games. That is the marquee game of the weekend. There is some intrigue, though. Iowa State, Illinois, Duke, which that line is that week 2 sneaky line.
I feel like a dummy.
Why?
Because
I feel like a penguin.
Because I bet you.
Nice.
I bet that Illinois -3 against Duke, and I know deep down I'm gonna get burned. I just feel
you don't
like
have faith in Burt.
We
learned the hard way last
Gary
year.
said it's one of those lines.
Weird line.
That's weird. That
what do they know?
You know Admiral Akbar in Star Wars, where he goes, "It's a trap."
And he was right. It was a trap.
Yeah, he was completely right. Admiral Akbar's always right. He's one of the greatest minds ever in sci-fi history in terms of
wish you could coach
being admirals. This is a trap. I mean, and here's my Admiral Akbar right to the right of me, telling me the entire time that, hey, it's a trap, Matt. Don't bet it. It's a trap. What did I do? Damn right.
Now all I see is Admiral Akbar on a microphone.
Thank you. That's a compliment.
It is a high compliment. That guy survived more than anybody. All the main characters died.
Fair point.
It was tough.
I'll be here for a while.
That guy survived.
Perseverance.
That guy was alive longer than Luke Skywalker. Do you know how incredible that is?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We just don't give enough love to Admiral Akbar.
No, I'm here for this. This is why I came back.
He is the glue guy of the Star Wars universe, and we just never talk about him. All we do is just make jokes.
I have a question, Jimmy, for you, and this is for Cowboy fans out there. So
I got 7.5 hours of sleep last night.
But outside of, well, I'll get to it in a moment.
Almost 8.
I actually liked how the Cowboys played last night. I think Dak was spinning it. He got hurt by some drops by Pickens and Lamb. But I don't know how you remain a fan of that franchise with Jerry Jones owning it. And it just hit home even more last night because we know that Micah Parsons is, he's been traded, all that drama for the last week.
He'll be the MVP.
His mom was there.
Micah's mom was there?
Micah Parsons' mom was at the game.
Good game to go to.
But before you play the Eagles, who have this idea that they run the football, you trade away Micah Parsons.
Yeah,
now, you paid for it. They gave up, almost 125 yards rushing in the first half?
Yeah.
But I'm looking at their pass rush and their lanes are really bad. But then I'm like, man, that interior offensive line for the Cowboys is doing a really good job.
That's how they suck you in.
And I think the offense, we discussed it yesterday, and it kind of backed this up. I think the offense has a high ceiling for the Cowboys. I think there's a lot of opportunities there. But all I can think about is the defense, and you trade away Micah Parsons before you play a game like that, and you get run on, and you have guys that don't know how to rush the passer. I don't know how you remain a fan of that team.
I'll put it to you this way. I joke, and years ago, my whole day, everything would have been built around these games. What am I going to wear? What are we going to have for snacks? Oh, man, I'm so tired. I stayed up through the lightning delay. The apprentice and I had a great sleep last night. She had a great day. She was worn out. I was worn out being an attentive parent. And so I feel refreshed. I feel rested. We got college football and, life and beautiful fall weather. And yeah, that's how I remain a fan.
So the brand,
that and YouTube,
the brand means more than winning, but doesn't the brand get helped by winning? Hello, Nebraska.
Yeah.
It's Nebraska. That's Nebraska's thing, but it's
95 was a good year for both.
All I can think is they're playing well offensively to win a game.
But you have no faith they're going to win. I never once thought they were going to win, even when they led.
No, but man, I was encouraged by the Cowboys last night. Or I'm like, well, there's the Eagles. They're the lucky team. Why don't you guys treat them like the Chiefs?
Let me connect the dots for you guys here real quick because
I'm angry and bitter.
No,
back to you,
real quick. So Matt Eberflus is the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys.
I know.
And when he was the head coach of the Chicago Bears, the Bears at the time also had a stud linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Roquan Smith.
Yeah.
And they ended up trading him in part because Eberflus didn't like his attitude. And Eberflus thought, man, he doesn't fully fit into what I'm trying to do. Now, that doesn't apply to Micah Parsons because Micah Parsons is such a game wrecker that if you can't find a way
naturally you trade him.
Yeah. If you can't find a way for him to fit in your defense,
you have a
problem with your defense.
By the way, did you hear the argument yesterday? Somebody was defending the Cowboys, and they're like, well, they lost 41-7 and 34-7 to the Eagles. What kind of a difference would he make? Well, last night you're in a tight ball game on the road to begin the year.
Yeah.
I think he would have made a difference.
Did people not recognize it last year that the Cowboys secondary was totally beat up and battered, and that was what carried their defense the year prior? Like that's why they gave up so many points, because the secondary was so bad. But I do want to say, Kenny Clark is actually like the perfect Matt Eberflus defensive tackle for
that's how they've fallen.
For that defense to have. He can line up in a 0. He can line up in a 1. He can just eat blocks. He can allow their linebackers like that. That Matt Eberflus front line is meant to make the linebackers' job way easier to play. And so even though that they don't have great linebackers, having Kenny Clark helps that defense immensely. I'm not saying they're going to be good.
I wish it was truly in my heart.
They still feel like a 7, 8, maybe get lucky, get to 9. Yay. But maybe they're probably more likely to only win 6 compared to 9.
I think they're just way.
But that last night, you can't waste that opportunity last night.
No. Well, they have a quarterback. The teams that lose 3 or that win 3 games that get top 5 picks, they don't have a quarterback. They don't have weapons. They don't have any sort of resemblance of like playable players on defense.
You're right. The Cowboys have a nice quarterback. They just got Emperor Palpatine as the owner, who's going to live forever, feasting on the blood of babies.
I just like football.
I do too.
I just like to talk about the X's and O's and the players that are actually playing the football.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the football game tonight between football teams.
Like young kids, they're still trying to figure out which team to be as they're passionate, loyal. They're gonna ride or die with that team.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go like to Shields and you see, oh man, that Oregon shirt looks pretty cool. Man, Anthony Thomas was a dude back in the day. I love Oregon. They're wearing different uniforms. Dante Moore is spinning it. Ooh, he's my favorite player. And all of a sudden they go from being North Carolina fan last week to now they're an Oregon fan. Like as you get older, like all of our age, and Matt, you're dialed into the Bears, so you're never leaving the Bears.
No.
Even though the Bears would force you to leave.
Mm-hmm.
When you get a little bit older and you've been a fan for so long, since like childhood, I wonder what that breakup looks like and where do you go?
I wish it was truly possible for me to find a new team. I'm just not wired that way. That's why I joke about it. But because by now, don't you think I would have found a new team? They're great. I've gotten emails. In fact, during the my leave, I got emails about teams finding a new team. I just
like where would you go?
I hate everything.
I don't think
where would you go?
I don't think it exists.
For people like me, I don't know where. I wouldn't know what to do.
I think that's the fun part of being a fan, because you usually like your parents, whatever your house is, what kind of a fan you are. I mean, look at the amount of Nebraska fans through generations because you grew up in a Nebraska household and you're like,
you did.
What? You didn't really question it. You're like, I grew up as a Nebraska fan. And people go,
really?
You've seen the record. And you're like, yeah, but I grew up as a Nebraska fan.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing of fandom is you choose a team when you're young. Like my teams have never changed. I've said I've acquired a couple because I worked for them.
Yeah.
And so I became fans of them, or like the Miami Heat.
But your core teams are still your teams.
I never lived in an NBA area, and then I moved to South Florida. Yeah. The Heat were always there. But I think that's a part of fandom is you have a team, you're loyal from when you're born to when you say goodbye to your team, or they say goodbye to you, and they send you a card to the family.
But I know what you mean. It's like you said, why you're a Chiefs fan.
But like the Cowboys do more to push their loyal, incredible fan base away than almost any other team, not by necessarily wins and losses, but just by actions.
Isn't sports fandom the only one of the very few things
they're the epitome of mediocre, which is worse than bad.
Isn't sports fandom though one of the very few things where so many other people are going through the pain that you're going through?
Well, a lot of people don't understand fandom.
One of them's my coworker.
Some people think fandom is unhealthy. It changes your mood. Yeah. Look at Sundays around here. This used to be this way, kids. I hope it gets back there. But if the hometown team lost on Saturday,
which was rare, Sunday
and Monday were miserable. But now it's like, okay, I'll still go to church. But a lot of people don't understand. Like I'm asking, so why are you still a Cowboy fan? Jerry Jones is
it's a great example. Yeah. I've found other things to occupy my life, but I know exactly what you mean. So when I was 9 years old, they lost to the Rams. The Rams were bad, and they lost to the Rams 27-23 at Texas Stadium. They crapped the bed. They thought they could walk over the Rams. And I got grounded that day because I did something minuscule. But my dad was so pissed off because of the game. And I didn't take offense. I was like, well, they should be pissed off. They shouldn't have lost that damn game. It's the Rams and Chuck Knox. They should Jim Everett, Cleveland Gary. I used to be like that. It used to ruin my day. I woke up
as a young Matt here with the Bears.
Well, yeah.
Like Tuesday morning could be miserable on the show for my co-host.
But the thing though is, Gary, is that the people who are like, it's unhealthy for you, don't understand the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? Don't understand the fact that if the Bears were to actually win one day, or if the Cowboys were to actually win one day and be incredibly successful, I don't think anything could bring me as much happiness. Okay,
that's true. I will write Josh in the nursing home from the nursing home that I'm at and be like, "Hey, we did it." Thinking about you.
I don't like that's the one thing. We're also too like,
how's
if
a
I
prostate?
wasn't a fan of sports teams, and you're going to call it unhealthy because I get upset that my sports team lose, well then I'm just going to find something else to get upset about.
Right, theater.
That's just human nature.
Can you believe who lost the Tony Awards?
Yeah, we just need something. Everybody gets upset about everything. There are women out there, or there are men out there who, before Taylor Swift got engaged, would get upset during her breakups. She would break up and they would ruin her day. They would ruin their days. Okay. We are just always trying. I can't, because I've heard it before from people like, oh, this is unhealthy for you and this isn't good for you. And what have the Bears ever done for you? The Bears have done a lot for me. Okay. They've provided me something that I can attach myself to and that I can root for and that I can live with and that I can die with. And at times, they give me purpose on one day of the week. If you call that unhealthy, then I'm the most unhealthy person you've ever met in your entire life.
I've seen what you consume.
Yeah,
you might want to look at that. Cholesterol might be up a little bit.
Oh no, I'm the most unhealthy person in terms of what I've consumed over the last, minus Cleveland Browns fans. But the fact that isn't it
Cleveland Browns fans eat poorly?
Dog biscuits.
No, I'm talking about. I thought you were referring to being unhealthy by what you consume.
No, he meant like cholesterol, blood pressure.
Just regular person.
I eat a good diet.
I saw.
I was going to say
golden Oreos and energy drinks.
I used to do that. Check my blood this morning.
And baked beans at 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
Were you rooming with someone?
No, I was on the couch.
That's probably a good thing.
New guy reason.
Yeah, we walked in from getting back from Arrowhead after Big Red overreaction.
He was wearing a sock.
My man was sitting at the dining table eating beans at 1:30 in the morning.
We didn't get the second round of food at Arrowhead. We didn't enjoy the chicken strips that all came out and the extra salads.
Oh, that's right. You guys left.
We had to leave.
Yeah.
So Josh,
that's the part of the NFL press boxes. They have two meals.
Yeah.
Like at halftime. Halftime, they're giving you some appetizers.
Josh and I were literally walking through Arrowhead Stadium eating chicken tender, eating one chicken tender each. And then Marcus Satterfield ran right by us. And we were just staring at each other. He was in one elevator and I was in the elevator and the other one. And then he just went down. And
you want to bite on my trip, coach?
I didn't say anything to him, by the way. I didn't whisper to him give Nelson the ball. I didn't say anything like that.
No, you should tell Josh. Hey, you know what they should do?
I don't think our media crew, the Nebraska media crew, knew how to react to an NFL meal, an NFL media meal.
Like Thanksgiving, everybody sat.
It is 3 rows of catered. Somebody's cutting the meat for you. I mean that. Now, when you go, a lot of places where you go, like Major League Baseball, it costs. Yeah. Like you don't get a free meal. It's like $11 or something, but it's great food. Mm-hmm. That usually costs at Arrowhead.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, nothing's free.
When I've covered games, it's like $10. Mm-hmm. So it was free. But
hot dogs were free at Royals games.
I think the only thing that we overindulged on was the candy.
Oh, that was
ridiculous. A line of Nebraska media. They had 4 shoots of candy. Like if you go to a hotel that it's self-serve breakfast and they've got the cereal and you just turn the knob while you got your bowl underneath. That's what they had for candy.
Some insulin.
And it was like 7-8 deep with Nebraska media standing there to get candy.
Do you know how tempted I was to do you open up the mouth and then you pull down the lever?
Oh,
with the soft serve
gots to go situation.
That would have been what do you say to me all the time? Don't embarrass us. That would have been.
And then it would have broke, and then the candy would have been everywhere, and then there would have been a message over the internal PA.
You speak Matt McMaster way too well because my clumsy ass would figure out a way to absolutely crush that thing. Now, here's another thing too. Before we go. You said they didn't know how to handle the second half meal.
Yeah, so they bring out. So that's free. So when you cover an NFL game, the second meal at halftime is free.
Were there people with doggy bags put in the
that would be next level?
They didn't bags and stuff.
Yeah.
That would.
So I watched somebody who comes on the show regularly, They didn't know if that was for them.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
They take like a Pyrex.
Who would it be for?
I don't know. It's just like it was a little different. It's not the Val's Pizza.
Are we supposed to tip?
Well, okay.
That's a great point, Jimmy.
If you guys ever get a chance to cover a major league game in a press box, tipping is encouraged.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that.
Because it's like $11-12 for a meal.
Yeah.
You go to the K and cover a Royals game. First of all, you have to wear pants.
Yeah, I used to do
it's a new MLB rule.
Oh, pants and that.
What?
Yeah, you have to be in a Major League Baseball press box. You have to wear pants.
Is this the PGA Tour? What do we?
No, it's just professionalism.
Too many people letting their
I did not
stuff
know
hang
that.
out.
Yeah, so you have to wear pants.
Mm-hmm.
And then your pregame meal, which usually is really really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $11-12, and then you tip.
I like okay, by the way, unsung heroes of stadium are the people who do all the food and the catering and the moving of the food back. Being at the College World Series and like we are like kind of under the dugouts and stuff like that, and you see like the people who actually do those jobs. It looks like incredibly hard work.
It is a machine how that all works. Speaking of food and drink, when we come back, he handled it well. There was a question yesterday during Rule's speed dating with the media before Akron that I thought, really? The people that clutch their pearls got excited by a question towards Rule yesterday.
Okay.
We'll dive into that when we come back for hour number 2. That'll include a busy Brett Ciancia Pick Six previews and Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports on Football Friday Fiesta ahead of Herbie Husker against Zippy the Kangaroo on 1620 The Zone.
Keeping it rolling here on a Friday football fiesta. Dallas Cowboys yesterday lost by 4. They look good. You and I were talking off the air. They look good.
You should work in PR for the team. You have me convinced, like, oh, it's going to be 90s all over.
They'll win
again.
a couple.
They're going to win a couple. They're going to win 7
They'll
games.
beat
Oh my God! Print the T-shirts.
They will beat the
Hang
Commanders
the banners.
at one point this year.
They'll beat the who?
The Commanders. They'll beat the Washington Commanders at one point this year.
And we'll get to watch them in January.
There'll be a sneaky good win, and you're going to think, man, this team is back. And ESPN, all they're going to be talking about is Dak Prescott.
You don't know me well,
on the road to making the playoffs and being the MVP, and then they'll lose to the Carolina Panthers the next week, and the Cowboys will cowboy.
Exactly. This is why I'll just be rolling my eyes when you're, oh, they're actually getting good. My aunt had never mind.
A lot of strange things happened in that game last night. The ejection, Spitgate. No points after the delay. We had a delay. We had all those points early on. Where we had first 4 possessions. We had 4 touchdowns.
The third best wide receiver in the NFL couldn't seem to catch a ball in crunch time.
Was he reading? CD. Did AJ Brown read a book on the sidelines last night?
Okay, so we have to have a bit of a serious convo about AJ Brown, because this isn't just like a oh, this happened yesterday type deal. Like, at the end of the year and through the postseason, he also was very much just kind of not around and not nearly as big of a part of the offense as Devonta Smith, who looked really good yesterday, and Saquon Barkley. Like, it was strange to end the year yesterday. And then in the third quarter, I think Tarico was like, hey, by the way, AJ Brown hasn't had a catch yet. And everyone was like, really? Like, hasn't even had a target.
Yeah. All right, so one of the storylines tomorrow night, and it'll be a storyline because it's a first, is alcohol sales at Memorial Stadium. I don't think that Nebraska fans will drink Memorial Stadium out of beer. It would have been a great opportunity, but I think they'll come up a little bit short. Should Rule have been asked yesterday about alcohol sales? He wasn't thinking about it. And he had a good response.
He had a very good response.
But really, like, that's a Troy Dannon question. But should the football coach at Nebraska be asked about alcohol sales so that the pearl clutchers out there can go, I see fights in the stands. And I'm going to say, I just saw 73,000 people at Arrowhead where alcohol was available. I didn't hear of any incidents. I don't expect any incidents because, again, we've been doing this.
I was about to say.
And we don't have incidents. They have it under control. And you don't think Nebraska will go above and beyond to make sure that they don't have anything? I just thought it was kind of odd to ask him that yesterday.
Okay. So first off, you're right. It is a very odd question to ask. But at the same time, as well as I know, as well as everybody else knows, this whole they don't sell beer at Memorial Stadium and they should sell beer at Memorial Stadium has been a story for years. For years and years.
Yeah, and now it's here.
So,
you know what? Where it's not like it's, oh my gosh, I've never seen this before.
But in how the media minds work, where it's like we've been talking about this thing about, alcohol not being sold for so long, and people wanting it to be sold for so long, that somebody had to scratch the itch of asking the head coach of like, hey, this is a momentous occasion that you're finally selling beer. Like, somebody was going. They shouldn't have done it. But somebody was going to ask
a football coach. Okay,
I know.
All right.
It shouldn't have been asked. But they couldn't help themselves. Somebody couldn't.
Well, that's bad on us. That's bad on us, media.
Coach, will you partake?
I know there are stories out there about how it's going to work, and let fans know. But thank God Bill Moose isn't here for many reasons, because he was the one that. Well, you know what? From the 6th row. Well, let's go back. When Nebraska wasn't selling alcohol, and we know that alcohol has been in Memorial Stadium for a long time.
No.
Oh my gosh, so many kids are sneaking it in. All you got to do is walk through the stadium when it's empty. Like, you get done with all the media stuff and you're walking out to your car and you cut through the stadium and look at all of the whiskey bottles and all the little shooters that are in the stands. Okay. People have been drinking in that stadium for a long time. Some can handle it, some can't. But we had never had like a major incident. And for the record, the person that threw the frozen orange in the Nebraska-Oklahoma game that drilled the official, they were not drunk.
They were excited.
Sober. Yeah.
Also,
but when Bill Booth, this was 5-6 years ago when it was brought up, well, that fan from the 6th row, what if they're Chuck? Stop.
I know.
Stop. Well, we just went to Arrowhead. 73,000 people in an NFL stadium away from home.
8 o'clock.
Where you would think, hey, yeah, 8 o'clock. You've been in the parking lot tailgating for 5 hours. Let's get a little bit jiggy with it. Any incidents?
They cheer.
No.
They're
Well,
happy.
also too,
Kansas City scanner at Arrowhead. Didn't see anything.
For the lack of traditions that are in that student section, one of the most heralded traditions in that student section is when Nebraska scores their first touchdown, you throw your fireball shooter that you snuck into the game. Like that's what
I hope
kids
you've consumed
do.
it.
You sneak the fireball shooter into the game. You take the shooter, Nebraska scores, and then they're all being chucked all over the place and they're being thrown. Like there's been also too.
That's what happens. You get rid of the balloon.
Last year, Colorado came to Nebraska. Okay. And it's a fan base that has a great rivalry with Nebraska, and Nebraska fans were getting yelled at and verbally assaulted at Colorado. Some were getting physically intimidated when they went to Boulder, and Colorado fans went to Lincoln. And I saw Nebraska fans who had the opportunity to do the same thing right back to them, buy them beers and be nice to them and say, hey, welcome to Lincoln, or have conversations with them and say, hey, don't worry. Like you're going to be okay here. You tell me that fan base is going to be the one that's going to have all of these crazy, insane fights.
Well, I mean, there's going to be an idiot
stadiums.
here or there, but this is going to be you watch. This will be an overblown story on Sunday morning about somebody talking to the Lincoln or the UNL police department about how many people got ejected from the stadium and how does that compare to past. And then somebody will write a letter to the Public Pulse about T.O. was right. Should not have alcohol at Memorial Stadium. One guy from Grand Island got kicked out because he had overindulged 4 hours before he ever came into the stadium. You know it's happening. I just, there was a lot of good stuff yesterday. It was said by Rule, and we're going to get into some of those things that are going to impact tomorrow night. But as a football coach about alcohol sales, he had a good response. I don't know that we'll ever get dollar beer night in Memorial Stadium. What we will get, watch this. So I asked Doug from Cross Drain when he stopped by the house last week.
Shout out, Doug.
About this. So their can, that Cornhusker Crusher, that can will become a collector's item. So will the Bud Light can that has the generic, like all the other colleges that Bud Light does. They put just the logo on. You watch how many people will get a Cornhusker Crusher tomorrow night and try and keep the can and leave with the can.
It's like
because we have 4 cans up here in studio.
Yeah.
I have one, and thankfully the fridge is full of them. I have one that's now displayed with my championship Coke bottles and some other things. And I'm like, that's a proud one right there. You watch. People will maybe not open it and they will keep it and they'll put it in the pocket. You watch. People will try and keep the cans and try and get out of the stadium tomorrow night. That might be the biggest scandal.
It's like the cups at the brass rail. Where you're walking out, you got it in the back pocket, and the big Polynesian bouncer there who's been there forever just snatches it out of your back pocket and throws it away. Funny enough, I gave a couple because I was lucky enough too to get some of these Cornhusker Crushers. Now I did drink mine, but
Did you keep the can though?
I didn't.
Yeah, you got a collector's.
Yeah. Home decoration.
Hey, I went and got the Mahomes Crunch. It's still up in the man cave. I didn't reach in and eat the cereal and then just keep the box.
I gave it to my buddy. He did the same exact thing you did. The same exact thing. He had 4. He drank 3 of them. He took the 4, didn't open it. It's right there on his mantle where he's just like, it's a sick can, which by the way, I'm going to be shocked if at some point they never run out of Cornhusker Crushers or they're never up against the wall.
It's that good.
It's so good.
I believe it. Those are our friends.
So, the whole key is have an easy beer to drink.
Yeah.
They're not, I don't know if they've discontinued the Cornhead Lager, which was the 1890 beer, which I don't think everybody understood how that worked and the proceeds and things. That was an easy tailgating beer. It wasn't a hard beer. It went down pretty easy, but it didn't knock you off your feet.
With knife and fork.
This beer is the same if you're not familiar with that line coming from a cross-train. Andrew tweets in, he goes, I think they asked Rule because of one of the biggest voices against it is the guy with 3 natties, of course. Sean says, I'm actually surprised that SIP hasn't called T.O. to get his take on beer sales at Memorial Stadium.
Still early.
This was a program that allowed their fans to leave at halftime. And go out to the parking lot and drink and then come back.
Now, that is tied into the alcohol sales as well. not only the security part of it, but if you're going to drink, we
want your money.
Yeah. Yeah. $1,000,000%.
But you also have to, I mean, I think this fan base,
they know
some will, but some will, oh yeah, they know how to drink.
Yeah.
But some will balk at the prices. Like, even if you go to a NFL stadium where like you go to an Eagles game, the same beer that's going to cost you $12 tomorrow night probably cost you $17 last night. There'll be some people that balk and go, you know what? Do I need $7 $12 beers? Maybe I'll have one. But even going like to basketball and at Haymarket Park, in the Chai or Baxter, it's not like it's
they're
not
not
like a
causing
drinking
a riot.
culture. Well, yeah, it's just it's a casual. It's a convenience.
You're enjoying a beer at a game.
Convenience. You're an adult. Okay, you've grown up with it. In most cases, going to professional venues, it's there if you want it. You don't have to. No one's forcing it on you. But if you'd like to indulge, it's there for you. It's a convenience. But it's nobody saying, "Well, you got to drink." Well, you got to drink.
I do think as somebody
spent $100.
By the way, I mean, growing up in a stadium that didn't just have beer. I mean, Soldier Field had straight up bars. Like you could get whiskey sours and like Jack and Cokes and whatnot. I'm too busy cheering to like have 7 beers. If I'm being honest, like I'm not really like concerned. If I have a beer in front of me at a football game, I'm more concerned about what's going on in the field and like screaming and yelling on third down than I am about, I have to make sure that I
went to watch the game.
I consume this beer and I get as drunk as possible. Like I think people will realize that your mindset when it comes to drinking a beer at a game, for those who don't know, is just completely, it's not on the beer at all. Well, it's completely on the field.
There's also people who will find out if you went to the open practice, the logistics of getting a beer at Memorial Stadium are not the greatest. Now the setup in terms of taps and all of that is not bad, but just getting in and out of seats and all of that kind of stuff. I think the next time that we hear about alcohol sales at Memorial Stadium will be at the end of the year when they announce how much Nebraska made. I don't think this will be an issue. I think people will try and make it an issue, and they'll tell you, you're going to hell, because all of a sudden, y'all are trying to get weed legalized in this state. You're trying to get us to gamble. Now you're drinking in our stadium, okay?
Porn, all that stuff.
The next time we hear about alcohol sales, I believe and I hope is when they go, this is how much money we made.
The nothing burger.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
What's those pearls over there, Maddie?
I don't know
if that guy's going to be able to handle it.
Is he urinating publicly?
Clear out the student section. I spotted a beer that was brought in and bought legally.
That would be a great podcast if you like go to a football stadium and you start announcing like, just fans and you just start commentating on what fans are doing. That'd be funny.
At an NFL game, that could be pretty
I'm not clutching
epic.
my pearls. I'm saying, though, I hope you're right, but I do have the sneaking suspicion that, unfortunately, there probably will be
there's always going to be somebody.
Fight.
There's going to be ejection.
Yeah,
you thinking fights?
Why?
Come on, bro.
No.
When was the last time there was even a major fight in Memorial Stadium?
Wait. What I'm
turning into a Raiders game?
Let me finish. What? No. Let me finish real quick. There's going to
LA
be
Raiders.
I am afraid that there will be some sort of calamity, that there will be some sort of thing that may not even involve beer, that may not have zero to do with beer.
I got you.
Okay, yeah.
Hot dog cannon gone awry.
But because it happened and because this is the first year, there will be the whole, we'll start having to talk about, like, some people
of the beer
who are clutching the pearls will bring that up. And we'll say, man, I don't know if this was the best idea. And what did you expect when you start, when you put 121,000 beers there?
Then you find out there are two
even
Mormons.
If the calamity has nothing to do with
beer.
They
got to you, didn't they?
Yeah.
No, I know
gambling.
They're not
gambling
getting me at
for
all.
the good life. Got to you.
They're not. No.
What's her name, Pat?
They are not getting to me at all.
Hi, Matt McMaster here for church.
That I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. I just had the sneaky suspicion for whatever reason because of the things that you brought up.
I have faith. I think it'll be a non-story until the story is how much money they made.
But I think
and also what are going to be some of the new options that they're going to try throughout the year next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hope that there isn't a situation where somebody tries and spins it into, this is the cause of the beer, even when we don't know.
Nebraska game, it's Detroit, Nebraska.
There'll be 87-year-old people, and they'll be holding a press conference outside of Memorial Stadium with Memorial Stadium as the backdrop, saying the devil has come. The devil has come to the old grandma on 10th and Vine. It's not only gotten our victories, it's now gotten our patrons.
Are you their speechwriter?
Hey,
that was actually pretty good.
I've seen enough of them. I want to gamble, I want to smoke weed, and I want to drink beer. Okay? If you're not going to allow me to do that, I'll get the hell out of Nebraska. I'll still come back, but I'm not going to stay here.
But if you want to retain young people,
I mean, as a young person,
hey, see,
yes,
Matt wants weed.
I'm not saying that. Well,
there's nothing wrong with it.
Wait.
I'm with you.
Responsible gambling. Responsible gambling.
That would include Jimmy and I. You're learning.
Responsible gambling.
Read the pamphlet.
I do respect.
1-800 bets off.
You know I do.
By the way, the
gambling.
Green Light Dispensary in Rockport.
Banger. I'll see you in a couple
weeks.
weeks.
Get the revenue report.
Like they were. You thought Quick Trip was busy?
That's what I thought when y'all brought it up. I'm like,
they were rocking.
What's today? The 5th? Yeah, 3 weeks.
Drive-through was backed up almost all the way to the highway.
You're kidding.
Like the entrance, and then like it looked like as we were driving by that the parking lot was packed.
They were low on product.
It looked like the breakfast runs that came out.
There was some breakfast.
Nebraskans love Missouri, man. They love Kansas City. They love Interstate 29.
The only thing good about Missouri.
Beer open in the back seat on the way back home.
Who would do that?
I was on the air one time and I told somebody that you can drink in the back seat of a car in Missouri, and they were much older than me, and they had no clue.
Really?
They had no idea that like you can have an open container in Missouri on the drive through there. They thought I was like, Matt, that's highly illegal. Like, you're like incriminating yourself on the air. I go, I am not incriminating myself on the air at all.
All right. When we come back, now let's talk about the football game that'll actually be played on the field tomorrow night between Nebraska and Akron. This is the game that was added after Akron got out of town without hearing from the athletic director at Nebraska. Well, they couldn't find him.
That's still one of the, because there are things that happened here that I know that they happened, but then I get told the more in-depth story about what went on, what actually occurred. That is one of the most wild ones that I've heard.
Butch Hugg had the most power of anybody that night. He stopped the game and then was the representative for Nebraska to discuss why is Akron trying to bust out of the locker room.
AD for an hour. Butch Hugg, the story.
Brett Ciancia, Lee Sterling to come in the hour of a Football Friday Fiesta on 1620 The Zone.
If you haven't guessed by now, football is back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. You can play right now in Nebraska. We've checked. It's true. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. And if you get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. If you get none of your picks right, you win nothing. So don't do that. This week on Underdog, it's college football week 2, and there are a lot of good games this week. Will we have some people going higher? Will we still have lower? I think we're going to get a little bit better. Download the app today. Sign up with promo code ZONE to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code ZONE. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
All right, week number 2 of the college football season, a banger of week number 1. Some interesting regional rivalries and some intriguing why are they playing in Starkville or why are they playing in Athens, Ohio games. We welcome in our good friend from Pick 6 Previews, Brett Ciancia. Good Football Friday Fiesta morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on. I'm fresh off of Philadelphia Eagles victory late last night at the Link. So the voice is a little groggy, but I can't wait to talk college football with you guys.
I knew we were going to get you the morning after the opener. They raised the banner. You have a celebration. You didn't punch any horses that were ridden by police. Nice victory last night. Weird game with the lightning delay, but a nice win anyhow, and even more when it's over the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. The place is electric because you bring Dallas in there. That's it. You know, we talk college football rivals. That's a big NFL rivalry for sure. So huge win for the home team. And, good start to the weekend.
Let's kind of recap quickly here. Week number 1. Who was somebody where your opinion has changed for the good, even though we don't want to overreact to week 1? We really don't know anything. And what team or teams do you're like, God, I put so much into the book and the preview. I wonder if I could tear that page out.
Well, I got to tear that Alabama page right out of the book. And it's a shame because everything on paper, you do all the research you want. They have the number 1 most NFL draft picks coming up, number 1 recruiting, second-year coach bonus, all those terms I love to throw in the book. The numbers look great, the stat profile. Sometimes with college football, there's hidden stuff that you can research. And, some locker room, maybe at Alabama going on. The lack of effort. I mean, Kirk Herbstreit called it lethargic. I think it's kind of accurate when you watch this game back. Guys aren't hustling. They're not taking good pursuit angles on plays on defense. The physicality is gone. That's just very strange. So we got to throw that Alabama page out of the book. If you're reading it, just ignore those 2 pages, please. Teams that impressed me, and I've now upgraded in my power ratings. I think, obviously Florida State on the other side of that Bama game. But Utah and TCU, they were the 2 highest grades for me this week in my game grader. And in a really tight Big 12, that's a big enough nudge to put them towards the top of the conference now. So look at Utah with their new offense, their new quarterback. They destroyed UCLA. And then TCU, we all saw it Monday night. Aside from those first couple plays that UNC had the ball, TCU absolutely destroyed Bill Belichick.
Under Brian Kelly, the last 2 seasons, you know that the LSU offense has had the highest expected points added in the country combined over the last 2 years, but the defense has been lacking. Watching that Clemson game, especially in that second half, that LSU defense with all of those top transfers that they brought in looked damn good. Brett, if I came up to you and I said, hey, I think LSU is the number 1 team in the country right now, what would you say?
I'd say it's fair. I'd say that, they're in that discussion. They're in that ball game because, that was the question coming in. We knew we had the offense. We knew you had Garrett Nussmeier as a Heisman favorite. Those receivers they brought in were proven to be solid college players. The offense, like you said, number 1 the last couple of years. We like that side of the ball. The question was, what is Blake Baker's second year on defense going to look? He's the highest paid coordinator in football. How are these transfers going to assimilate so quickly? And, they shine. So you're right about that. LSU looks like the total package. These are freak athletes, too. I mean, Harold Perkins, it's good to see him back healthy. He was one of the stars of 2023, was knocked out last year. People forget about him. I still had him as an All-American come into the year just based off his 23 season. And, they're moving him all over the field. He's got that LSU number 7 jersey on. I think LSU all of a sudden is towards the top of the board, too.
Hey, last weekend, we watched Arch. People loved watching Manning and also Texas and Ohio State playing in a major game to begin the year. This week, we get another young quarterback where we've got to retire the phrase generational. Bryce Underwood is under the big lights against Brett Venables' defense in Norman. Number 15, Michigan. Number 18, Oklahoma. What will be the chatter about Bryce Underwood after this game, in your opinion, Brett?
Well, we're in the era of the overreaction, I'm sure. I mean, if they lose, it'll be, game over for Michigan. But, Bryce Underwood, he impressed me last week as his first starter as a true freshman. You know how hard that is, a true freshman starter at Power 4. And he led a nice 2-minute drill at the end of the first half against New Mexico. I think it was 90 seconds on the clock. He had a couple third-down conversions. He ran one of them, threw a nice touch pass for a touchdown. So, he impressed. He's got that big frame, and he was number 1 overall recruit. Those things matter. And now it's one thing to do that against New Mexico, another to go into Norman and do it. So he's facing off against one of the best defenses in the country. They were top 10 in my numbers last year. That interior defensive line could be the best in the country. They go 4 deep at defensive tackle. So here comes the big test for him. I don't think he's got the pieces around him, really. I think that Oklahoma's defense is going to clamp down their Michigan's receivers. Samaj Morgan looked pretty good, but outside of that, I have questions. So I think Oklahoma here, I think they're going to win it. They have a quarterback themselves, guys, John Mateer, and he's elusive. He's got a laser arm, makes every throw, quarterback design runs. So I'm going to go Oklahoma here by 7+ actually, at their home field to beat Michigan.
One team that I'm high on, in part because of your reporting, was the Baylor Bears, and it was a tough game against an Auburn team that Jackson Arnold looked really good. But I think this week too, there's a lot of real sneaky matchups, and I think this might be the most sneaky good of them all. Baylor goes on the road to take on number 17 SMU. What do you think about this Big 12 ACC matchup?
I agree with you. This is one I really have an eye on. For the Pick Six Previews readers, the Pick Six Plus readers, this is huge because SMU was one of the teams that I was fading in the magazine and in the plus. Yeah. And then Baylor was one of the teams I was very high on. So it's kind of a double whammy effect here where you have a team I'm high on versus a team I'm low on. Hopefully we see the results come true here. But with Baylor, I agree with you that their offense showed up last week against Auburn. They just couldn't convert in the red zone and convert those yards into points. They outgained Auburn. Yeah. Now, can they stop the run? I think Auburn went for 300+ rushing yards, and Jackson Arnold went for a ton of it. And now you're facing off against a similar team, a similar quarterback with Kevin Jennings, fast runner at quarterback. I was stunned by. I watched it back too. The SMU versus East Texas A&M. SMU had a lot of missed tackles. Yardage was about even with a former D2 team. So I don't know. I don't want to overreact, but we're going to learn a lot about SMU here. I like Baylor as the road underdog here to go win it.
Let's talk about some early season rivalries, and they're kind of regional around where we're at. We'll get to the Cy-Hawks showdown over in Ames, but they're meeting for the first time since 2011, the border war, KU, Missouri, and Columbia. It's not going to be a Chase Daniel versus Todd Reesing matchup, which it's crazy that Mizzou and Kansas almost played for a national championship, the winner of that game. But I think it's a very intriguing game. Mizzou is a 6.5-point favorite. It's Pribula against Jalen Daniels, who has been fantastic his first 2 weeks. Can KU go into Columbia, Brett, win the football game, and thus, I think either one of these teams that win, be ranked? What's your feeling on KU, who will be playing their 3rd game of the year on week 2 of the season?
Yeah, well, Kansas has impressed me so far. I know that it wasn't exactly a gauntlet yet, but an FCS game and then the week 0 against Fresno State where they handled the Bulldogs. Nice 2-0 start. Jalen Daniels is back and he's healthy. He's running the ball, throwing the ball. And you trust that coaching staff a lot with Lance Leipold. So, yeah, they certainly have a shot to answer your question. With Missouri, they took care of their business, too. They dropped 60 points on an FCS team. And, again, it's always hard to glean a lot from an FCS opener. Pribula looked good, but I kind of think most people look good against the FCS. So both sides with a test here. Yeah, I think Kansas, maybe some value there. I'm not touching this one, but I do want to see the old border war come back. It's an old Big 12 North matchup. Is that why you had that music in the intro? It sounded like maybe a 2000s, 2010 music for me. I like that intro.
Brett, what the hell's going on with this Duke Illinois line? What are we doing here? I mean, this is the Fighting Illini, who you're not overly high on, but you got to admit look pretty damn good against the Leathernecks last week. They're going on the road and they're facing a Duke team, which I know is pretty good, but still, I mean, it's a low 3-point favorite for the 12th ranked team in the country.
Yeah, well, I agree with you here. I think Duke should be favored, which right now it's sitting at Illinois favored, right?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I think wrong team favored. I think Duke right away should be favored. They got Darian Mensah there, this Tulane quarterback, big arm, a very veteran team. I mean, they were one of those teams where you're looking returning starters, returning production, second-year bonus with Diaz. Kind of all lines up for Duke to be a sleeper in the ACC. And then Illinois is just your classic overrated team. I hope they prove me wrong, but they have all the makings of that. They were not a good stat team last year. I know they won 10 games, but you're talking a 1-point win over Purdue, 6 points over Kansas, overtime against Nebraska, 6 points against Rutgers. Like, these were not it was not an impressive resume. So when you project forward, I don't think they're going to match that 10 wins. I have them around 7-5, even maybe a 6-6 in there. So and this is one of them. So I like Duke in this matchup.
Wow.
You're looking at a situational split, too. They're really strong against the spread at home as the underdog. I mean, it's a very specific stat, but look back the last couple of years, home underdog Duke. Oh, my gosh. So I'm going Duke here to win it outright.
Yeah, their quarterback from Tulane, Mensa, has turned them into a potential top 15 team, which is wild at Duke. Could be an interesting weekend for the Big Ten. If you lose in Durham, you lose in Ames, you lose in Norman after going 16-2 last week. Let's stick with the Big Ten team who looked great. I mean, Moore looked really comfortable in the Oregon offense. They put up 59. Somehow we've gotten sideways this week between Dan Lanning and Mike Gundy, and we'll watch this game to see if it gets ugly as the 4-touchdown spread forecast, Brett. Oklahoma State only put up 27 points against Tennessee Martin. Oregon apparently has a more expensive roster, so they're supposed to run through Oklahoma State. Your thoughts on this game, and then even more some of the chatter about rosters and money that you're spending and how you spend the money and where it gives off the impression of where you're going as a college football program. And then the thing that was thrown out there is that by Gundy, we should only schedule teams that have the same basic payroll that we have.
All right, well, then it sounds like he's going to move down to the Mountain West then. I mean, that's just, okay. It's kind of ironic coming from Oklahoma State because you go back to the 2010s era, maybe late 2000s, they were one of the biggest spenders out there with all that Boone Pickens money. They had the big facilities, the new uniforms, and they were like one of the biggest spenders out there. That's what kind of put them on the map. So now that their funding is dried up, now they're a little bit sour about it. I don't know. It's just the name of the game. It's always been the name of the game in college football. So I don't like those quotes. And now you motivate Oregon. And that's the worst thing you can do because this team is stacked with NFL talent, future picks, future first rounders. Speaking of NFL talent, Oklahoma State is one of the few in college football in the Power Four that don't have any mock NFL draft picks on the roster right now. Nothing, zero. So that's crazy to find. So I think the talent level is crazy different here. I think Oregon's going to rout them. Dante Moore looked good in his first start. That's one of the questions for them this year is a young first-time quarterback. But now he looked the part, and I think Oregon's going to roll here.
We have an early SEC matchup tomorrow between Ole Miss and Kentucky as the Rebels go on the road to have a little bit of revenge. I mean, this was the game last year, Brett, where if they win it, they might have very well had a argument to get into the college football playoff. How do you think Lane Kiffin and his guys go and walk into Lexington?
Yeah, well, I watched back both games, and with Ole Miss, it looks like they reloaded effectively at receiver and at defensive line. That was a question coming in because they sent an NFL draft record for them, 8 draft picks gone from Ole Miss. It looks like the portal king, as he calls himself, it looks like they've reloaded again. Austin Simmons, he had a couple turnovers in the red zone. He'll clean that up, first-time starter. So I like Ole Miss. You watch back the Kentucky game, they have a lot of questions. I mean, they were lucky to get out of there with a W against Toledo. They do have Zach Calzada, a former SEC quarterback, starting, but they have too many questions for me. So I think Lane Kiffin in a revenge spot, if he has a chance, he's going to run it up. I like them to cover that 10-pointer and win in Lexington.
Let's talk Iowa State as Brett Ciancia of Pick Six Previews is joining us. Iowa State's off to a really good start. The vibes are high. Rocco Beck is doing, whatever he would like to do in Ames, and they're winning football games. And Matt Campbell, who I think is Iowa State coach for life, they're starting to build the vibe that they had last year. And now here comes Iowa, who they ran the ball effectively, Brett, but they didn't really throw the ball effectively against Albany. The weird thing in this series, the road team has won the last 5 games. 4 of those have been decided by a touchdown or less. So it's not a surprise to see the spread. Is the spread correct, Iowa State as a 3-point favorite in this game?
Yeah, I think it's fair. And to your point on margin of victory, I think the last 4 years average is 4 points margin of victory. It's incredible. So it'll be a one-score game. And Rocco Beck, don't bet against him in a one-score game. He's really elusive in the fourth quarters of games. I think he led 4 game-winning drives last year. Of course, he had the game winner in Ireland this year. So, yeah, I mean, I think I trust Iowa State and Rocco Beck more than what we have at Iowa. Maybe Iowa ends up rounding into form, and maybe Gronowski, after a couple games as the FBS at the FBS level, he improves. But the first game was not that impressive to me. So I'm going to go Iowa State. I think they're a more proven team right now. You're catching Iowa in a little bit of a transition year. A lot of defenders are gone. I do like Iowa's offensive line. I do like their run game, so some pros there. But I'm going to go Iowa State here at home, and it's only 3 points, so I think I like that.
I think we've kind of went through a lot of the main games here, so I'll just kind of ask you a general question. Have you seen in week one the Heisman Trophy conversation get more blown up like it kind of did last week in terms of not know, the favorite was Arch Manning heading into the year. He dropped off a lot of, Lenore Sellers was kind of in the back. He had a great performance. I mean, I know it's only week one, but I mean, do we have any sort of outlook on who currently the best player in college football right now might be?
Well, it's so early in the season, and this is an award where the narrative shifts so quickly. I mean, all of a sudden, Garrett Nussmeier is the Heisman winner. I mean, he played really well. He went into Clemson and won. He's directing traffic at the line. Looks very veteran. But yeah, here's the deal with the Heisman. The preseason favorite has not won the award in over 10 years. You got to go back to Marcus Mariota. Even that was a coin flip with Jameis, I think. You got to go back 10 more years to Matt Leinart in 2004 to be one of the favorites to win it or something like that. It's over 20 years. So, yeah, it's a crapshoot in August, and I think it's going to really – whoever has the big game of the week, like you'll see John Mateer, if he beats Michigan and throws for 300 yards, he's going to be the new favorite this week. So I let it settle in. Let's let September pass by and really enjoy it, and then we'll get together and maybe do a top 5 or something. But it's so early. That's the fun of it.
Hey, let me pick your brain. It is early, and he gets a non-Matt Patricia, Caleb Downs defense. And I'll be curious to see – ESPN has a lot of relationships with the family. Arch will be a discussion on game day tomorrow. Hey, were you holding or folding Arch Manning? I mean, there's a lot of ESPN connections there. Are you holding or folding, or what was your takeaway from, I think, the most hyped recruit that I've seen in a long time in college football? What was your takeaway from his performance against Ohio State in the shoe last Saturday?
Well, I was surprised maybe about the scheme and the approach here. I mean, they never tried it downfield at all. I mean, there was maybe one intermediate pass that they tried. Otherwise, they really kept it in the box. So I'm thinking if you have the number 1 overall recruit and you have 5-star receivers and you want to try and win this game against number 2 in the country, number 3 in the country, try some vertical shots. So I just don't even know what we have yet. They didn't really show it at all. I also thought that the point of Arch being so great for Texas was that in the red zone, at the goal line, in short yardage, he was going to make the difference with his legs. This is what they told us all year from fall camp, spring ball. And then they get down there and they had a goal line stand again against Ohio State. So I'm not sure. So I think the reaction to Arch, I'm thinking it's like a volatile finance stock or a tech stock, these where they boom one day, then they bust. So I think in preseason it was way overvalued. Now I actually think it might be undervalued the way that he's being thrown out of the discussion. I think he's still a solid quarterback. He's going to have a bright future, I'm sure. Let's let it grow, So I think maybe it might be undervalued in a weird way, how quickly it shifted.
I'll ask you about the other side here, because I think if you said this sentence 5 years ago, somebody would have spit their food out and said, what the hell are you talking about? But is Matt Patricia going to end up being the best hire of the college football cycle?
Yeah, well, he won the Pick Six Coordinator of the Week award. If that's worth anything, it's a good start.
Hell yeah.
Hey, do you get a trophy for that?
Yeah, you should do a trophy.
Yeah, I'm going to look into that. That's a good idea. Yeah. Maybe at the year end. I mean, weekly we'll do it, but then maybe a year end trip. There you go. Maybe 1620 will get in the mix with me. It's pretty cool.
We'll sponsor
it. Yeah, well, with Patricia, so far so good. That was a master class calling the defense, limiting number 1 in the country to 7 points, a goal line stand, made them look very, very average and even below average. So that's a coordinator of the week move. Maybe Jason Beck from Utah on the other side of the ball, the way that he was able to install that offense, and they rolled up 300 rushing yards in UCLA in a blowout. So yeah, but Patricia, how about that? Back in the college level, the mastermind.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to watch. They have a battle of the bands this weekend between Ohio State and Grambling. Any off the radar wild card games that are not headliners that in the Pick Six preview cave will get a nice little screen to watch?
I'm trying to think through. We covered a lot of ground there. Maybe Michigan State, Boston College. I am a BC grad. I want to see how they look this year. Now it's funny because you have the allegiance to the alma mater, but then you look in a Game Grader, and Game Grader's saying Michigan State big. So we'll see. I want to watch that game though. That'll be interesting. Non-conference test of two, middle, about average teams, and we'll see who's going to look better. But I think Michigan State gets it done. I'll have that one on. And then all the games we talked about today. But yeah, I'm excited for this weekend. These are the weekends that surprise you guys.
They do. Could be an interesting weekend for the Big Ten. Have a great weekend. Thank you. We'll talk to you next Friday.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the games.
Brett Ciancia from Pick Six Previews. Michigan State just announced they'll be without their starting safety against BC. Lee Sterling, he probably already knows that info. If he's looking at the game in Boston, he'll join us next on 1620 The Zone. All right, we continue the Football Friday Fiesta in a place where Sunday night, Titanic Brewery and Restaurant. The Grove was back. It felt like old times. The U might be back. The big Kane fan. Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports joins us. That was enjoyable, right, on Sunday night at Hard Rock?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. I mean, when you win that first game against a quality opponent, it feels good. So the state, obviously Miami, Florida State feeling good. I know Ohio State's feeling good about that. There's been some meltdowns in like Austin, Texas, and in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I think Notre Dame's going to be fine. One thing about that, I got to say this. Marcus Freeman is a class act. If you listen to his press conference after the game, and being a Canes fan, I mean, they used to beat up on us, Notre Dame, in the 70s when I was young. And I used to be on the sidelines. My dad used to be the team dentist for the University of Miami. You did not like watching those Sunday morning highlights, those Notre Dame shows. But if I had a kid, he was going to go to play college football, he would be a top 3, top 5 coach. Class act, didn't get up there and complain like Dabo, said, you know what, they were the better team. They deserve to win. We got to do better. Love it.
Hey, let's get into your picks. And and you have the line, the wrong team is favored. This is a weird line in week 2. Illinois is thought of as a playoff contender. They're going to Durham, and they're only a field goal favorite, Lee.
So I don't like to take Illinois as a favorite, and we're going to, tackle the tough games here. They don't want to hear about UConn versus UMass. And I love Darian Mensah, the quarterback for Duke. I mean, threw for 389 yards last week in their win against Elon, but I don't think they have the running attack, and I don't think they're up to a top-tier ACC team. And Illinois, they returned 19 of 22 starters from last year. They won the last 4 games of the regular season. They beat South Carolina. I think they're going to control the line of scrimmage, and that wins a lot of games here. Illinois 27-17.
Wow. Well, we have a massive rivalry game. Iowa State takes on Iowa. Right. My partner to the right of me brought up a great stat. The away team has won the last 5 matchups. Yep. Iowa State, they're favored by 3 now. They were only favored by 16.5 against South Dakota last week, and they absolutely blew the doors off of South Dakota. So what say you, Lee, in this one?
Moved up to 3.5 now this morning, and I'm a little shocked here. I think Iowa State's good. I love Rocco Becht. I mean, he was 19 for 20 last week, a school record 95% completion percentage. But Iowa has found, I think, at least better quarterback than they've had the last 6-7 years in the transfer portal. I mean, the kid from South Dakota State started 55 games. It's his 6th year of football. They found also a running back, redshirt freshman running back Xavier Williams, coming out of nowhere, and I think he's going to have a big game. And Phil Parker, you got to like him. He will make quarterbacks have to, got to execute. And if you get into 3rd and long, you're going to have a tough time against him. And special teams will play a factor, I think, also in this game. Iowa top 10, Iowa State just middle of the road. Tight game, low-scoring game like Iowa State won last year, 20-19. I have Iowa here, 23-20. Wrong team favored.
Big number here in Lincoln tomorrow night against Akron. Akron's not very good. They didn't score in their opener against Wyoming. Now, they only give up 10 points. Nebraska's 1-0. They take on Akron 34.5. Big number. A lot of people are a little bit nervous about the big number and covering it. Not winning. They think they're going to win, but covering. What say you?
Yeah, the Zips held Wyoming to 10 points. Not bad. Bad is that they scored exactly zip. So they converted just 3 of 15 third downs. They barely crossed midfield twice. I think with Houston Christian on deck, a school, I think that only has about 1,000 students. It's going to be blowout city here. I think Patrick Mahomes Raiola going to put up big numbers here before they take him out, probably early 4th quarter. Nebraska 52-7.
Well, he wears 15 because of Tim Tebow, Lee. But
Lee, don't do that to us.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, tonight on YouTube, Gary's hoping that the stream doesn't absolutely crap out as the Chiefs take on the Chargers. Justin Herbert 1-7 against Patrick Mahomes in his career. Does he turn the tide tonight, Lee?
Wouldn't want to be a kicker. I mean, they're playing on a surface used for soccer, and it's a different grass, and How about the Chiefs staying 2 hours away? So that's interesting. Chiefs offense has been visibly on the decline. 2022, they averaged 6.3 yards per play, number one in the NFL. Next year, 2023, 5.6, number 9. Last year, 5.1 yards per play. That's 22nd in the NFL. They're going to be without Rashid Rice here. The Jets even had more yards per play, 5.2, and even the Chargers. That's right, the Chargers had more, 5.4. I think the Chargers are getting better. I think Kansas City, a little bit of a regression here. They lost a couple key offensive linemen here. I like the Chargers here, 23-21. Let's call for the upset.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. Game of the weekend, how people can get involved to hear your thoughts on OU Michigan. Big
game here. Fun game here. Illinois, a lot has been thought of them. And Duke got a really good, one of the really good transfer portal quarterbacks in Darian Mensah. You want to get this game for free. Like we gave that one out. Also going to give out this Oklahoma game. Love this game. First 10 callers, I'm going to give them Oklahoma and Michigan tonight. All they need to do, call 800-400-9741. First 10 callers will get Oklahoma and Michigan, a lot on the line. And how about this? Our first 40 to 50 unit max wager of the year goes on Saturday. We're 71-28 lifetime on these games. So you want to get involved, go to ParamountSports.com. Also have a UFC card from Paris. And that starts at 11 a.m. your time. So that's 5 selections, $35. And we've won 11 last 14 cards there. So if you want to get involved, check us out. Just one place, ParamountSports.com.
Lee, have a great weekend.
You too, guys. Take care.
That's Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports. You perked out.
That's a hell of a deal at $35 for 5 picks.
Now you know where to get them.
Well, unfortunately I've already done my budget for the weekend, so I can't exceed it. Responsible gambling. Responsible gambling.
All right. Coming up, I don't know if this is responsible or not. You're doing something tonight with our good friend Brian Blade. Yes. We'll learn more about that coming up here in a little bit. Plus, Lee brought up style points, 34.5. The total is 47.5. The head coach yesterday said, is anybody else going,
I am always doing that.
Good teams win. Does a great team cover on Saturday night? Save it for the next hour. Matt Verzal a little bit later as well. And Gary and Matt with Jimmy on a Football Friday Fiesta on 1620 The Zone. All right, people may watch. This microphone. People on TV are like, "What are you doing?"
You look like
we have a little microphone malfunction. So all morning I have been looking down.
I think you sound fine.
Yeah, I sound fine, but it just is very awkward here.
Weird,
I have a kink in my neck.
With how you have to like lean over like that, you look like a Maryland Terrapin.
Wow.
You know, that's not an insult. I'm not insulting you. I'm just
how does a Maryland Terrapin
like a turtle? You look like a turtle a little because you gotta hunch over. Unfortunately,
it's a compliment.
Like that.
Turtle.
I'm not
turtles hunch.
Weren't they little they're a little hunched over like Franklin the turtle in the cartoon?
What about
but
Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello? They weren't hunched.
You have to be turtley today.
Okay.
Which is unfortunate. That shouldn't be the case. Our equipment when we walk in shouldn't be broken.
We got a TV that doesn't work. Now we have a main microphone that doesn't work.
Yeah. How are we going to do Big Red Overreaction tomorrow?
Well, on the chair you're sitting in, you'll be fine.
The chair, but we have to watch the game.
Well, that's going to be.
So
well, you got this TV. This TV. I'm sure this TV works.
That TV.
There you
that
go.
TV. That
there
Lenovo TV.
8 inches, black and white.
Just back in 2003 is a perfect TV to break down and watch a game.
I mean, it's Zippy the kangaroo.
Have we diagnosed why the TV doesn't work here in the studio of a sports talk station?
I think
it worked 2 days ago,
ahead of the start of the NFL.
I think they were doing something yesterday during the crossover to fix the TV. I think that was their little crossover bit. I don't know if they did anything, but no.
The wires got moved.
I mean, what are we missing anyway? Get up talking about Caleb Williams for the umpteenth time?
No, I mean, I like to watch music videos during the show.
Dude, no, you don't.
Oh, yeah.
That's a new thing.
Love that.
I watched the Australian Open for a good 4 weeks, though. That was fun. I was saying, I enjoyed
live
it.
sports in the morning. I'm a fan of the majors. Oh, at 2:00 today, Djokovic and Alcaraz. I'm going to be right there. Joker and Carlos, 2:00.
I've heard of them.
ESPN.
Both of them. So yeah.
Semifinals, the men's tournament.
I'm a Wimbledon guy.
I might watch the men's final.
I was too.
Along with the NFL on Sunday.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, Pat Summerall used to do the men's final.
I like Wimbledon because of that movie with Paul Bettany
and Kirsten Dunst.
Yes,
and don't
very
forget
good,
her.
Jimmy. Yes, that's a hell of a movie.
Yeah.
It's no Bring It On, but
so you watched the NFL last night as it got underway, and if you went to bed and you woke up and you're like, they didn't score after the lightning delay. That's true. Philadelphia beat Dallas 24-20.
Not exactly what I said, but yeah.
You do recognize right away that the NFL is a very violent game compared to college football. I mean, we spent this week talking about hits that Barney and Bonner took, and you watch, those are like on the reg in the NFL. But we look at NFL players and like, you know what? I can't do what Barkley's doing. I can't do what Jalen Hurts is doing. I've fumbled a pass so I could maybe be like CeeDee Lamb. NFL players are just like us.
Oh.
In what way? I mean, in a lot of ways, but in what specific way?
They like cold cuts and Uncrustables. During the break last night, they went into the locker room. There were cold cuts available, but most importantly, because this is a big NFL thing, they eat a ton of Uncrustables.
Have you seen
it's like the Happer Show, but with football?
Hey, the credit to
we got some
Connor. So I was like, you know what? I'm an old man. I'm not going to eat Uncrustables, and because Connor always brings like a couple in for lunch in the middle of his show, and I was like, okay. I was at Costco, and that 36 pack was staring me right in the face, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try it. I'll throw it in the freezer, and once in a while, and then I got addicted. But I got addicted not eating them cold, but I would microwave them because I like the warm peanut butter. But NFL players eat a gobsmack of those. And last night they showed some pictures of the locker room, and almost every guy to a man had an Uncrustable.
Did they have the strawberry or the grape?
This is what I want to know.
They had a mixture.
Oh, really?
They had a mixture.
No, that's the post-game questioning.
So when people say, I can't relate to a 6'7", 350-pound tackle who runs a 4.2 40.
Hogwash.
I can relate to him because he likes something I do.
Can I interest you in an Uncrustaburger?
No.
Did you say burger?
Uncrustaburger, yes.
I'm listening.
This was sold at the Minnesota State Fair.
Oh, I'm really listening. I know what they're talking about.
An Uncrustaburger is a 4-ounce hamburger patty with cheese, pickles, a special sauce, sandwich between two deep-fried peanut butter and grape jelly Uncrustables.
Yeah, it's way too much going on there.
Wait, the burger's only 4 ounces?
The meat itself is 4 ounces.
No, I know.
So I think it's like a smash burger type detail. Looking at it right now, the Uncrustable is a main part of this burger. So yeah, I do think it's mainly Uncrustable you're getting. I thought
there'd be way too much going on there.
I think it's got lettuce.
Like
on it.
I wouldn't eat
it's healthy.
I wouldn't eat a hamburger that is between a donut.
Oh, whoa. Really?
Yeah.
I used to be completely on team but
the glazed and then the meat. That's not a good combo.
I think it's an incredible combo.
Now, you like putting a lot of stuff in your mouth, so
what I've heard.
That pause. That's
why I was worried to
ridiculous.
leave for 6 weeks.
But I think even better than a deep fried Uncrustable is probably a microwave Krispy Kreme donut. That is like the ultimate. I mean, talk about a guy who can get you 25 and 10 out of bed, right?
No, we're talking it's a hamburger.
No, I know, but I'm saying you take that.
No, the burger gets you 25 and 10 or the
I will take them
Uncrustable?
separate.
The Krispy Kreme donut.
I'll take them separate, but you can't have them together.
I think you're totally.
I
That's
don't
not
know.
a good
Donut
combo.
burger.
This looks delicious. Have you had a peanut butter and jelly burger before?
Yes.
Doesn't Honest Abe's do?
By the way, shout out. Yeah, but you know what? The OG, and ironically, just heard from him, so I'm going to give him some love. Bob Jurgensen, who was the owner of P.O. Pears in downtown Lincoln. They were the OG of the peanut butter burger. And at first I went, and then I tried it and I'm like, ooh, the peanut butter kind of sinks into the meat. Now that's a good combo.
Yeah.
Better than the glazed donut.
Right here with the Uncrustable burger.
But it's just the burger. It's just the burger. We're not fancying it up.
Would you get this without
the burger? It's got the peanut butter, and that's got the bun.
Would you get this without? So would you get an Uncrustable burger? No pickles, no special sauce, no lettuce.
I want the Uncrustable separate, and then I'll eat the hamburger separate.
This picture looks like the hamburger.
I just don't think that's a good combo for me. That's my preference. But I like a lot of weird things.
As a guy with acid reflux, this looks like a nightmare. I'm getting a stomach ache just looking at it. But it looks incredible.
Texter Bernie says, don't knock the donut burger until you've had one at Stella's.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
I'm listening.
Like if you got like a maple glazed bacon donut and you smash that down and then you put a little patty and cheese. And I'm with you there. I don't need the pickles and I don't need the lettuce and tomato. Like I'll just
give me mustard, ketchup, cheese.
Yeah.
And honestly, I like a tomato,
that'd
but
be an incredible combo.
One.
Maybe put a jalapeno in there, get a little spicy.
Oh, you know what?
Add another
I'm just
layer
a simple
of flavor.
guy. I'm a run the ball guy. All right. We don't need to run the ball with a bunch of ghost motion. Yeah. You know what? I got a quarterback. He turns, he hands it off to the running back. He runs straight ahead. The 5 in front of him, they block. That's what a hamburger is. Okay. I don't need adding, you know what? We're running all this motion and we got people running from sideline to sideline. I just like to turn quarterback handoff game, give it to the running back. That is my run the ball, just the hamburger. Okay.
Could I argue that Ja'Cory Barney is the Uncrustable of this Uncrustable burger and just makes it a lot better?
Now we're getting deep.
You know?
Now I wish I took another before this.
Ja'Cory's the top Uncrustable. Hunter's the bottom Uncrustable.
No, that is your typical reach there, I think. Good try.
Typical reach.
Good job.
Is tough.
Good effort.
You did a good job. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
So
we're proud of our boy.
I'm like Dallas Cowboys. I'm just out there and I'm
So you're mediocre?
Yeah.
Perpetually mediocre.
Do you refer to yourself as I'm just mediocre?
I'm just an 8-8 guy.
Average I am. I'm the most average.
That doesn't give me a lot of confidence moving forward.
Hope I can stumble into the wild card game.
Hey,
7 seed.
Hey,
I'm the most 9-8 radio host of all time.
Weekdays 6 to 10 on 1620 The Zone.
Wow. Okay.
Jokes. I have more confidence in myself than that. I just thought it was funny.
Okay, so maybe if you get a pick 6. You don't drop it, you'll go maybe, 10 and 7.
Get a home game in the wild card.
I'll be like that Chad Powers commercial where I drop the ball at the 1 yard line.
Now, Drake has asked this question. Now, this is different because I think this is a good combo. Are you pro over easy egg on a burger?
No.
I used to knock it, and I had it.
Hell yes.
And because there's quite a few places in the city that's on the menu, and it's got a good spot on the menu. I'm all in on that one.
Okay.
I'm all different.
I'm all out. I am all out because I've done it before at places and I didn't like it. I'll tell you one place I will get it though. There's one place, the DJ's in Exarban.
Yeah,
makes this. I think they call it the Hangover Burger.
Yes,
and it is awesome. Like that is the only egg on a burger. But like some people
bacon
see
on it.
Well, some people see the egg on the burger and they immediately think it's a better burger, or they immediately think it's a fancy burger. I'm not I'm not subscribed to that. What else do you have for me? What else are you bringing to the table? Because I don't think you can just put an egg on a burger and immediately I'm enamored by it.
But then they can charge you $5 more.
See, that's another thing too. Where if you're going to upcharge me for having an egg on my burger, no.
What if you threw some cheese and hash browns on there as well?
Well, then just go to a diner.
Oh, it's a hangover burger.
Hangover burger.
Yes. Let's go.
Well, I mean, the hangover burger, man. If you haven't
shout out
had
cholesterol.
Dude, shout out to DJs in Exarban. They know what. And you can get a chicken noodle soup over there for like $5 at the DJs at Exarban. Oh
yeah. How about figuring out your TV situation over there?
Whoa, what happened? They got an elite TV situation over there.
I thought you were talking about here.
Their TV situation in Exarban Village is garbage. They don't understand sports.
Well, do you remember when we went there one time
Aren't
and I had to
sports
tell them,
bar?
This is the food, all of that, good.
Wait, didn't we go there one time? 1620, the whatever we called it, club or meal or something.
Not me, not with us.
I thought you were there.
I don't think I was there. Gary and I went one time
all
together.
These days running.
And I had to tell the waitress to change the channels to certain TVs in order for it to fit which I'm not afraid to do. Can never be afraid to tell the waitress or the waiter, hey, you got to make sure that this game is on this.
So
TV.
Can I interest you in this? And this was created by a local legend.
A Reuben?
Aged cheddar cheese, peanut butter, grape jelly, and bacon on a burger.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Anything with aged.
That's the burger that Doug McDermott designed for the Tap House downtown.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Dougie, all
I guess there's
right.
a couple locations at
But
Tap House,
still.
but I've only been to I've been to both. One downtown and then out off of Dodge.
The one in the
144.
are you talking about the one of the Mutual Omaha by the new Mutual of Omaha building? Is that the one downtown?
Right on
Tap
Farm.
House? Yeah. I've been to there too. I had the wings there.
All right, so back to tomorrow. Good teams win, great teams cover, style points, whatever. I do like the sense of urgency this week. I know Rules yesterday said he was uptight. Akron will treat this like their bowl game, but there's no trophy involved. But they're getting paid handsomely to come back to Nebraska. I've said from the jump, I said right away on Monday, feels like 42-7. The line is 34.5. The total is 47.5. So I would cover and I would go over. 42-7 you'd be good with, right?
Great.
That sounds like a good score.
Sounds like an awesome
What
score.
if it was 38-10? Still cool with that? That's a 4-touchdown victory.
So was it?
No. We're not doing how you got there. 38-10.
I would be slightly disappointed.
Okay, so this brings the importance of looking better week number 2, but also the vibe of Nebraska. We're feeling better winning close games, right?
Oh yeah.
But can you win games where you don't even sweat and you get to meet TJ Lateef? Like importance of covering tomorrow night.
Got my attention.
Because it's 5 touchdowns. I mean, Nebraska doesn't fall out of bed these days and win by 5 touchdowns. Sometimes it's a grind to win by 4 touchdowns. We're talking 5, and the vibe on Sunday morning when you wake up and you go 42-7 compared to 38-10 or 34-10.
If they let up 10 points against Akron, or Akron at any point, seems like they're pretty consistently getting first downs or putting together drives after they didn't score against Wyoming. I would be a little
call in and talk to Matt.
Yeah, I'd be like, what the hell? This isn't. If they gave up 10 points to Akron, they did not have the performance they had against Cincinnati. Right? If anything, they get worse probably if they give up 10 points.
Could be they're going to play a lot of guys, so guys further down on the roster are going to play, and maybe that's where Akron, puts the ball in the end zone. So, what was Northern Iowa last year? 34-3.
Yeah, I believe so.
Akron was 3 of 15 on third down against Wyoming. They only had 13 first downs the entire game, 3.2 yards per carry. If you're going to hold Akron down to a low total, there's 2 things. One, your defense plays well. They have a good game plan. They shut down Ben Finley, their quarterback, and random other skill guys they have. But also Nebraska controls the clock, where they had a time of possession difference of about 7 minutes against Wyoming. So that also, their possessions were very limited.
Sure.
So we're clamoring for an explosive plays and pop score from 40 and bang, bang, bang. And you're thinking, well, if they control the clock and Nebraska has long drives, there's very few possessions, it's going to be tough for Akron to score. But 38-10, 42-7, or, speaking of burgers, I don't call for this as often as I used to because I've learned my lesson, the 50 burger.
I'll call for it.
A 50. You didn't even hesitate.
52-3.
What do you rule being asked about his starting left tackle?
52-3.
Are you going Gutula?
This is Nebraska. Okay, so Lee was like, look, Akron, held Wyoming to 10 points. Okay, so credit to Akron. Well, Wyoming's recruiting class in 2025 was 96th in the country. The recruiting class in 2024 was 106th in the country, right? Nebraska's has way more talent than Wyoming. This is when we talk about the whole you should get better from week 1 to week 2. To me, when you're playing this inferior of an opponent, you get better by scoring 50 points. You get better by just absolutely dominating and running all over the field. And I don't think there's any doubt in my mind with the speed and the talent that we think that this team has on both offense and defense that they can't score 50 points against Akron. I mean, I think that they can go out there and they can do it. And I hope that they do that and that they show that and they gain that confidence.
Joel tweets at Gary Sharp 1620. I want to see them score over 45 the next 2 weeks. This discussion next Friday is different because of the opponent they are playing, who ran for 400 plus on an NAIA team last week, Houston Christian.
That's a lot. I mean, they
Nebraska used to run 400 yards on teams.
Yeah, the Houston Christian game will definitely be more of a because I can't remember.
The conversation is different.
Oh, very different.
And maybe Houston Christian and Akron will have to do the line. If a Houston Christian and Akron played the week following they played Nebraska, what would the line be?
Probably Houston Christian minus 17, if we're being honest.
That's pretty high praise for them.
Houston Christian played in week 1? Who'd they play in week 1?
Played an NAIA school.
Yeah. I mean, they're
don't even, and no, they had somebody on their schedule and 2 teams showed up at a stadium.
No, but I'm saying, I thought they played somebody week 0. Am I incorrect there? No? Okay. But they're going to look, these next 2 weeks are definitely more so about Nebraska than it is about the other opponent. And I think that's a very good thing for this team in terms of trying to fine tune some things and experiment with some things and get more guys to play heading into what will be the biggest game of the season. Maybe if Michigan ends up beating Oklahoma tomorrow. And I think that's incredibly important. But yeah, I mean, like, look, if they win 38-10 and
because we're talking style points here. And they like style points that lead to points, which Nebraska has to find a way to put the ball in the end zone.
If they have a false start at the 1 yard line against Akron, I'm going to be mad. If they have an unnecessary roughness penalty that was unnecessary, I'm going to be upset about it. If they don't get any sacks against the Zips, I'm going to be upset about it. If they don't have at least one 40-plus yard play, I'm going to be upset about it. And so, to your point, 38-10, the score does matter and is reflective of how the game is played. But if they win 42-7, but they made a lot of those mistakes and they looked really sloppy, I still think I'm well within the right to be like, meh, yeah, you won, you covered and you won, and that's great and everything. But at the same time, you can't do that stuff when you play better opponents.
Jalen Gramstad, who is the human victory cigar for Nebraska football, who hasn't gotten to perform those duties very often, the next 2 weeks should be able to perform those duties. Unless they decide, let's play 4 quarterbacks. Now, selfishly, I want this game to be a blowout because there's guys that are further down on the roster that I want to see. I'm also on the belief Emmett Johnson needs to play the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
Like he hasn't been the number 1 running back. Got to get him in the lather. Not 32 touches, but you're there to win the football game and get better, which means probably Emmett still in a game against an Akron and Houston Christian touching the ball 15 to 17 times. But this is the next 2 weeks where you want to see guys further down on the roster, and especially quarterback. Like, we'd like to get our first taste of Latif. We'd like to see Davila.
Yeah.
What's going on there? I don't know. I don't really want to see Gramstad, but he'll play.
Yeah.
I really would like to see Latif play. They're going to keep his red shirt, and this would be one of the 4 games that you would like. Oh yeah, he'll play in this game.
Well,
in the next 2 weeks.
I like Jalen Gramstad, and he seems like they've communicated as if
nice guy. He is in the future.
Exactly.
And if Dylan, knock on wood, was unable to perform his duties as the starting quarterback, I think I'd rather have TJ Latif as my quarterback.
When Dylan Raiola leaves Nebraska, it's not going to be Jalen Gramstad walking through the tunnel to take the next snap for Nebraska football. It's going to be TJ Latif. And so, like you said, Jalen Gramstad, great guy, awesome for everything that he's done. At the same time, like you got to start thinking years in advance. This is how college football works.
Yeah, this is one of those games. I always talk to guys that that played in Nebraska during the days when they just rolled teams is they took it upon themselves. It was important for them to take care of business early because all of the guys that they've gone against on the scout team or who are in the room with them, they want to reward them so that they get to play.
Yeah.
Instead of, because if you are like fourth on the depth chart, I've asked even guys that have been fourth, fifth on the depth chart, like, how do you approach these games? You get super excited. And they're like, yeah, because there's only a few of them on the schedule every year where I'm going to be suited up and I'm going to have a chance to play. And it is kind of a letdown if we struggle. Like Northern Iowa last year was one of those games where they thought at least maybe like the third team guys would get some quality reps.
Sure.
But Northern Iowa made it more of a struggle. And that's tough because you can build all week and you practice going, man, this is going to be a game that I'm going to get to play in. I'm in a red shirt, but this is one of the games I'm going to get to play in. And then you don't get to play because the frontliners didn't take care of business. They do take it as a, hey, we got to help out those guys. They've helped us out. Let's get in and out. Let's play well against an inferior opponent. Don't overthink it. We'll play well, and then we turn it over to the other guys, and everybody is happy.
Yeah. Well, I look at
makes practice on Monday more fun. Yeah.
But you look. I want to show you a reference, an NFL example of this. Like last year when Saquon Barkley, I think he was playing the Rams. He was really close to like breaking like the Eagles record for most rushing yards in a game. And Nick Sirianni came up to him and goes, "Hey, like you're only I want to take you out, but you're only these yards away." And Barkley goes, "No, I want the young bucks to get carries. Like I want, like they've earned it, like they deserve it, like they should." That's a Super Bowl winning team. That's a Super Bowl culture. Like I think you can relate that to the same way of like college football. Like you have that attitude. That's championship style stuff.
Yeah, the line is the line for the reason. Akron is not very good, and Nebraska, if you're gonna establish a winning culture and you win close games and you go, oh man, here we go. Ooh, that's nice. There's also the other end, I think, of when you are a big favorite, you take care of yourself, and because of who you are with your Jimmies and Joes, you win by a big margin. You don't mess around and you don't mess with your food against teams that are not on your level, and also don't have the same roster that you have. They don't spend as much money as you spend on your roster.
No, but to your point, right? I agree with you. Emmett's got to play. You got to keep the legs warm. You got to keep the engine churning. I want Mackay though to get a lot of like carries. Like
he will.
Like I think that
Mackay, Mosey, and then they will let Ives put some stuff on tape.
I think it's very important that Mackay Nelson, who is going to be a potential backup for the rest of the year, going to get carries in Big Ten games, like goes out and gets maybe damn near as many carries if you think he's going to be the true number 2 as Emmett Johnson.
All right. A little bit later, Matt Verzal will jump on the show with his thoughts, and we'll ask him, what did Pritchett do?
What did
he's starting at who Gatula? Whoa, coach! I didn't even ask. He had that one. He had that one fired up. He had 2 things he wanted to do yesterday at the press conference. He wanted John Butler to call him.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to say that Gatula was starting at left tackle.
Hey, coach, what do you think about there at Memorial Stadium? Gatula starting at tackle.
I don't know if Gunner drinks or not.
Just all the answers about
Gunner. My linemen are going to be shotgunning beers on the sidelines.
Hopefully in the fourth quarter. Eating hot dogs like J.J. McCarthy.
It used to be a thing back in the day, young Matt. Players used to eat hot dogs and sign autographs in the third quarter.
God, what I would do to be in those days.
Well, maybe college football is not built to have 69-0 games anymore.
Not with the NIL.
But USC scored 73 with an improved line. I know they were playing Missouri State. USC may have finally figured out their offensive and defensive lines. Oregon put up 59.
Well, what did Utah put up? 43 against a power opponent?
Yeah.
Iowa State scored like 55 against South Dakota.
Yep. All right, we're back with more Gary and Matt with Jimmy after this in 1620 The Zone. This is like during a windstorm, like trying to kick off. Like, is the ball going to be sitting on the tee, or am I going to need you to come over here and hold my microphone?
This is an incredible visual. I think the best part about this all is that, like, I'll compare this to like moving, right? When you have you're like, oh, this move's going to take about 5 hours.
It never takes 5 hours.
And you're like an hour in, you're like, this ain't bad at all. We're making great. You're 2 hours in, you're like, all right, we're good. We're cooking with peanut oil. And then you just hit the wall and you're like, I am sick and tired of this.
Did we get more crap?
I
thought we got rid of stuff.
I think after the first hour, you were like, all right, this could work. Like the sound doesn't sound terrible. Now you're an hour 3 and you're like, this sucks.
Just set it on fire and let's
okay. So when Nebraska kicks off tomorrow night against the run of Akron Houston Christian, which good back-to-back weeks to feel good about yourself. Will we feel good or bad watching the game that'll be going on simultaneously? Michigan, Oklahoma. So I pose this question. Michigan comes to town end of the month. The generational quarterback, see, I say it sarcastically, Bryce Underwood. He faces Brent Venables' defense. So from the Nebraska perspective, knowing that Michigan is on the horizon, are you rooting for Michigan to win tomorrow night, to be unbeaten coming in here? Or I want Michigan to get exposed and OU to look like, hey, adding John Mateer with his offensive coordinator from Washington State, they might have something going at OU. You want Michigan to win or lose?
So
thinking about the game in 2 weeks.
Is this personally, or is this from the aspect?
No, this is the optics of, you already know how big that game is in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What it could mean to win. I think you kind of want Michigan to win, right? Michigan to be unbeaten coming in here?
You for sure want
be
Michigan
ranked
to win.
What is Michigan ranked? 15th?
Yes, currently 15th.
Okay, so they win on the road in Norman.
They'll be top 10.
Maybe just outside of top 10?
They'll be like 12 to 10.
Okay, but that looks pretty good.
That looks great.
Yeah, instead of Michigan loses, I told you it was coming, and they fall back to their clinging to stay 22nd, 23rd because it's nothing but SEC voters.
And let's add another layer to this, right? You want them to win, so your former NFL defensive back coach can go ahead and do some things in the secondary that are absolutely going to just put Bryce Underwood in a pretzel. I don't even think it's like we want Michigan to be ranked here at Memorial Stadium so you can get a ranked win. I do think there's the aspect of, we want to be the people that exposes Bryce Underwood. We want to be the people that takes this true freshman and truly rattles him and show him, hey, this is what an away atmosphere looks like. This is what an advanced defense looks like. This is what the big leagues look like.
I think that Bryce Underwood is the most important guy in the Big Ten.
Whoa. I think I know. Can you explain why? I think I know where you're going.
So I want Michigan. I want Michigan to win at Oklahoma. I want the best Michigan team to come in here. I want, if Nebraska is able to win that game in 2 weeks, I want them to get full credit for beating a really good team instead of a team that, they're 8-5 last year and they got this young quarterback, and that's that looks good because you beat a helmet. I want it to be, you're playing a good team, you beat a good team.
Yeah.
I say Bryce Underwood is the most important guy in the Big Ten. He's a quarterback at Michigan. Mm-hmm. They're playing an SEC team. They're an underdog. I'm wearing my Big Ten hat right now.
Yeah.
Also, for the Big Ten, which, won back-to-back national championships, have more money than SEC, just from the standpoint of, look at the Big Ten footprint in the states that per capita, what the income is compared to the South.
Sure.
There's a lot of passion for football in the South. There ain't a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
You look at some of the states, there ain't a lot of money per capita. Big Ten is starting to take advantage of that. You got him away from LSU. You got money. He could be, and I know Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs are the two dudes. Bryce Underwood with success could be the face of the Big Ten because he would have slayed an SEC team on the road in his second game as a starter. He's a big-time paid quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's a hot shot. He's a true freshman. He's wheeling and dealing.
I see where you're going.
This is from the Big Ten standpoint. Now, the rest of the league are like, shut up.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at that. So there's like a lot on the line tomorrow night. I think Oklahoma will have a plan, but if he is able to overcome that plan and win on the road in his second game in Norman,
it would be incredible.
But go blue.
See, I
tomorrow night to be unbeaten when they come to Lincoln, because I think I'm just going to say this. The team that'll be playing them, that's the hometown team, will be unbeaten.
Hot take.
You're really going out on a limb there.
Facts.
Here's
facts.
I totally understand what you're saying. And I think what you're saying makes a ton of sense because, Michigan being at the top of the heap in the Big Ten and the more good teams that you can have in the Big Ten that can compete on a national stage only just raises the notoriety of the conference. And we are still in the college football era of your conference has to look good. Your conference has to be, strong as a whole, not just individual parts. I don't necessarily think, though, that Michigan is like a one quarterback away team. Like, I still think that they, outside of the quarterback position, have things that they need to address. I think they have a lot of potential, not a ton of production. I think they still, Justice Haynes is good, but I don't think he's necessarily Jeremiah Love. Like, I still think there are plenty of teams with better run games.
Had a better night than Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, well, because Jeremiah Love didn't touch the football. I mean, that's more of a Notre Dame issue. But I think for me, I agree with you long term. If we want to have a long term discussion, yes, I agree. Like Michigan being back of the heap and being at the top of the conference and having the superstar quarterback, great for the Big Ten, great for Michigan. I think singularly this season, their most important person in the Big Ten is either Julian Sayin or James Franklin. Because I would say that those are the two teams that overall have the best shot to win the national title.
But I said face. I said face. You want James Franklin being the face of your league?
No,
the league's had some success. They won national championships.
I think the only other guy than Bryce Underwood who could be the face of the Big Ten is Dylan Raiola.
That could happen.
I think if
but you gotta beat. You have a chance to beat the face of the league.
Is that what we could potentially be calling this? Who's the future face of the Big Ten? Michigan versus Nebraska?
Well, and then either Sayin or an unknown Ohio State player would be in the mix.
I think the face of the league right now is Jeremiah Smith.
Yes,
without a doubt. But I do think more oftentimes than not, the face of your league is going to be a quarterback.
But I'm saying
on a
when
team
I say
that is
face,
a big brand.
when I say face, and I'm talking most important is all the things that go into the Bryce Underwood experience. From he was LSU guy, they got him back into the Big Ten. He's paid a lot of money. It's a quarterback. If a quarterback does well playing in the Big Ten conference, it just adds. I mean, we got a wide receiver conference. We could have a running back conference. We got other positions that are good. We had Will Howard got drafted. Have Bryce Underwood as a young quarterback along with Dylan Raiola. Like young quarterbacks do well in the Big Ten. Dante Moore. All of a sudden, the Big Ten is starting to look even more of a presence of, oh my gosh, they're in cold weather places.
Yeah.
And they got a quarterback that is wheeling and dealing.
Real quick, I know it's slightly different, right? But a lot of the things you just said about Bryce Underwood, couldn't you say that about Dylan? The same, committed to an SEC school, flipped to a Big Ten school, quarterback, part of a big program. If they end up winning, it'll be a massive, massive deal that not only just the Big Ten is talking about, but the national media is talking about.
And Underwood is on a stage that Dylan hasn't had. Dylan's stage was the closest was Colorado.
Yeah.
It could have become Ohio State, but when they went into that Ohio State game, people were not talking about Dylan.
Sure.
Okay. So Underwood has that chance on Saturday night because it's kind of a standalone game and everybody's talking about it. It is not pushed aside by other games. So I'm also setting up for the wild just observations of Bryce Underwood on Saturday night, which 2 weeks later in Lincoln could be completely different because now we've played 4 games as a college quarterback. But I want Michigan to win that game. I want Michigan to beat Oklahoma. I want Michigan to move up in the rankings, be number 12. Maybe they get lucky. They win next week. They come to Lincoln. They're number 10. And you're going to hear about number 10. I mean, it's going to be a huge week. It's going to be a huge week. We're doing a roundtable at Oscars. That's how big of a week it is.
It would be awesome, but you know how I can't stand Michigan. I want them to lose. I want them to get exposed.
Root for Michigan through the lens of Nebraska.
I can't. I can't. I absolutely refuse to. I want Bryce Underwood to go to Norman and just get absolutely put into a pretzel. I want him to see ghosts. I want him to not understand what's going on. I want him not know. I want him to be like, I don't even know how to snap the ball. It's so loud in this stadium. That's what I want.
Man, he's rooting for a tornado at this point.
I want Oklahoma to beat Michigan 45-0. I want them to stomp it in their faces. It's
Oklahoma's offense is pretty
it's
explosive.
a cheating joke of a program that, despite all of the terrible things and all of the cheating that they've done, think that they're Michigan men and that they're so great and they're high and mighty and they're incredible, and they cheat and they steal signs and do things that are illegal, and then the NCAA lets them off with a slap on the wrist, and then they laugh in your face. So they're like, we didn't really do anything bad. Here's our Netflix documentary about Connor Scallions being a beautiful mind.
Oh, it was really
This is Tim asked me a question about the face and the future. He said, can you just name a quarterback and does he immediately inspire hope?
That's a great way of putting it.
Bryce Underwood, if you're Michigan, especially on the heels of the quarterback play last year, yes. I mean, 21 of 31, 251. Yeah, Underwood had his Dylan UTEP game. Okay?
Yeah, great point.
That's
a good point.
Now, Underwood gets his Dylan Colorado game.
Yeah,
but Oklahoma's better than the Colorado team that came in here last year. But
yes,
I
get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Being on the stage, and by the way, once again, Dylan inspires hope too. You just say his name, and just his commitment alone inspires hope.
The thing again, I'd like to see Michigan be at their best when they come here. I do like Oklahoma because what sticks with me is that New Mexico was within 10 points at the start of the fourth quarter. It never felt like the victory was in doubt. But it wasn't exactly like, style points,
Yeah. You're still kind of like fighting a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you were a bad play away from maybe it being like, oh, crap, like this is a football game.
It'll be a fun game. It'll be going on at the same time as Nebraska Akron. All right, take a quick break. There's something that is going on tonight. Are you wearing a suit?
Oh, I don't know what
I need to know more about
I don't know. I have no clue yet. I haven't really. I have thought about, because I went in a sweatpants and a quarter zip because that's my brand. That was kind of my look, right? But like,
wow,
that's what I do. My brand is the sweatpants and a quarter zip. So I thought I'll just keep it. And then my buddies were like, "You look like a ragamuffin. You should like wear something nicer." So we'll see what I wear.
You should wear
I think you wear a suit. Yeah. A suit with a vest.
Should I bring a racket?
You should.
Jim Cornette.
I think that one has been done before.
Yeah, well, you
gotta have a suit.
If you're not stealing, you're not trying.
3-piece.
Mm-hmm.
3-piece.
I don't have a 3-piece.
Get one. You never know who's watching.
Go buy one.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Go buy one.
I only have one clean suit, and it got used at a wedding and torn up on the dance floor.
Or you know what? Just violate all kinds of rules. It is post Labor Day. Go with a seersucker.
What now?
Hell yes.
Just Google it during the break.
A seersucker?
It's not bad.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. We're wholesome.
Nice gentlemen, Southern gentlemen. But after Labor Day, you're not supposed to wear it. You should
like the Colonel.
Seersucker.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We're back with more Gary and Matt with Jimmy after this.
Start now, pay later at Croc Center Omaha. There's something for all ages at the Croc, from an indoor water park for kids.
I go dressed as Abraham Lincoln.
Sign up now to become a member at the Croc. They'll waive the processing fee, and you won't pay anything until November. Start getting stronger, start learning something new, start having fun right now. Croc Center Omaha is just moments away from the Kennedy Freeway and Q Street. Go to omahacroc.org for more information. That's omahakroc.org. Do you have a game plan for your financial goals? Bankers Trust offers a full suite of banking products and tools just for you. Experience high-touch, personalized service and
So I asked Ed, I go, hey, can you voice that over for him? And he sent it to that random-ass dude in Iowa who just did not do it. Like, he just didn't do it the way that I wanted him to.
I love Michigan to win. I just don't see how they win that game.
The popular pick is Oklahoma wins, Michigan covers. That's kind of the role everybody's on right now.
And if they do, and like, let's say if Underwood is fucking unbelievable, watch out.
Wouldn't you say though that
he looks like Dylan always looks jittery.
Yeah.
Bryce Underwood looked pretty sweet. Like he didn't look like I'm starting my first game
type guy.
Yeah, I mean, it'll get tougher, and he'll get he'll hit the wall, but
I didn't watch a lot of those Big Ten previews, but I watched Michigan's, and they posted practice footage of him.
Well, they didn't because that was their last stop.
Yeah,
and they were in the middle of a game week.
So
they showed like clips.
The clips I saw, I was like, okay, I understand they're tremendously talented. Now, if they go to Norman and they don't win but they cover, I still think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they won't fall very far there.
Yeah.
But I just want them to be I don't want, if Nebraska happens to beat them, for people to go, well, it's not really the Michigan team.
I totally agree.
You're sitting around. Like my biggest fear, I said this way back in the summer, I said, what if Nebraska only plays one ranked team in the regular season?
And it's Penn State on the road. And then you got to judge how good the team was for the rest of the year off of that. Because let's be honest here, right?
We're going to bring on a man here who is a Nebraska Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer. He is the current Midwestern Wrestling Association Tag Team Champion. He is the man who is one half of Doomsday and will be in the corner of a guy who is going to be saying I quit tonight when Johnny Cadillac takes on the Sieve, and I'm in Johnny Cadillac's corner. We want to welcome in Mr. Brian Blade. Brian, I would tell you how are you, and I'd be nice to you, but you're technically my opponent tonight. So what say you?
Well, I'm great. You and Johnny probably won't be so great at the end of tonight. Yeah, but that's just how it goes. And Gary might need a new co-host on Monday.
Whoa. So apparently you tweeted at me. You said you were going to break my back.
All right, let's go.
Whoa, what do you mean?
What's your response?
I'm listening. Yeah.
I'm going to run away from him. I don't want my back to be. I'm a manager. I'm not fighting Brian Blade. I'm just there for Johnny. I mean, that was a very threatening attack, Brian.
Well, as long as you don't stick your nose in, you just stand there. You can kind of clap and cheer on Johnny and hope and pray that he survives. You'll be okay then, as long as you don't stick your nose in.
Well,
there.
Here's the thing, Brian. Luckily for me, you're a little old and rackety, and you're up there in age, and you're at the point of, yes, you're in the Nebraska Hall of Fame, but your best year is definitely behind you. And so if you do try and break my back tonight, I'm just gonna run away from you. I'm just gonna step to the left. I'm gonna step to the right. I mean, you're gonna be out of breath by the time that you try and put your hands.
I don't think you're that quick, Matt, and I don't think you quite realize how hard I train every day to make sure that you young millennials.
Gen Z, get it right. Gen Z, get it right.
Oh, okay.
I'm part of Gen Z.
All right.
I'm sorry, you're part of Gen Z.
Before we go any further, and I'm really enjoying this, Brian, this might become a daily segment. So this is, and you are, as Matt described, you are the professional wrestling in the state of Nebraska. It's a huge passion of yours. But tell everybody why Matt is involved and what the card is tonight in Lincoln.
Well, the card is really good. We got the MWA heavyweight champion, who is also a member of Doomsday. There are 4 of us, Matt. Tanner Rankin is taking on the MWA Mid-States champion, Ramon the Prince Nui. And what's interesting about that is Ramon is the last person to actually beat Tanner, as he beat Tanner for the Mid-States title. So tonight he's going to try to beat Tanner for the MWA heavyweight championship. I don't think he'll be successful, but it's going to be an incredible matchup. And then obviously you have Johnny with Matt in his corner.
Yeah.
And the reason Matt is in his corner is because Matt and Johnny know each other from past radio experiences.
Yeah. Yeah, he's my guy. And also too, Brian Blade, a fan of me and a fan of the show, just couldn't turn down the opportunity for me to grace the presence of MWA.
I will say I am a fan of the show, but I love Gary though. Gary's been on forever. I've listened to Gary forever. Gary does an incredible job of what he does. And last night during the football game, Gary does a great job calling the football game. I got to say that, Gary. I know it's hard to call high school football. So
thank you.
Gary does a great job on there. But yes, Matt, I am a fan of the show. I love 1620. Been a loyal listener since, I don't know, way back in the Bob Bruce days, I believe.
Yes, you have.
So,
all right. So
it's going to be an outstanding card tonight. Right, we got 7 big matches, so it's going to be fun.
All right. Where are we at? What time does it start?
7:00 down in Lincoln at the First Avenue Social Hall. Tickets will be on sale at the door. You can still get them online, but get them at the door so you don't have to pay the online fees.
Well, I can't wait to what you're asking.
There's still a few front rows left, too, to watch Matt get destroyed.
I'm not
Johnny get killed, too.
I'm not getting destroyed. All right. Let me tell you something right now. Your guy's going to say I quit. All right. And you're going to have to watch your tag team titles disappear from your hands. Okay. You're going to have to deal with that reality, because the reality is that we're going to give you a reality check tonight. Okay. You brought this upon yourself. Johnny brought it upon you. This is what's going to happen. 7:00 in Lincoln. The Steve, whatever that name is, he's going to say I quit, and you're going to have to watch your guy. You're going to have to watch your guy crumble right in front of your eyes, and I can't wait for it to happen.
Here's what's going to happen tonight, Matt. My match is first tonight. It is a street fight, and I'm going to beat up some big, fat, dumb hillbilly that wants a street fight. And then in the main event, I'm going to watch my tag team partner make your man Johnny quit, and I'm going to watch you cry all the way home.
I'd rather you say thank you as opposed to you trash talking me, because nobody's ever talked about, nobody's ever listened to more about the MWA until I graced your presence. So instead of saying you break my back, how about I get a nice little thank you card? How about that?
All right, I will bring you a thank you card and some flowers, and if you stick your nose in, it'll be brought into the hospital for you.
I'm going to stick my nose in that match tonight. I just want to let you know. I'm going to. So good luck. Good luck stopping me, Brian.
I just want to let you know, though.
Good luck stopping
Just be careful, because Johnny has a tendency to turn on his friends, Matt. He turned on my partner, the Steve, and that's why this is happening.
I'm not falling into this doomsday propaganda, Brian Blade. Okay, you are an old wrinkly wrestler who's got an old wrinkly wrestler friend.
Brian's a dude, man.
Who've been
holding, touched the third rail.
Who've been holding the tag team titles hostage in a great company called the MWA. And tonight, I'm going to go there and I'm going to eradicate the MWA from the cancer that is the doomsday. So we'll talk.
I'll see you tonight. Find out how old I'm not tonight.
I'll see you tonight, Brian. We'll see each other.
Hey, good luck, Brian. I'm a
whoa. What do you mean good luck? What do you mean?
I'm a big fan of Brian.
I'm your partner.
Thank you, Gary.
Yeah, but your back's going to be broken, so I got to start looking for others.
I'll see you tonight.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Brian, our new overlord.
Hey, Brian.
What are we?
Yeah. Oh, you hung up on him.
Of course I did.
Whoa.
Of course I did. We were done.
It was really nice knowing you, Matt. I really did like you.
I was done when I was done saying what I needed to say. All right. I love wrestling. I love indie wrestling.
So am I sitting there Monday?
And his faction is holding a beautiful indie wrestling company hostage. And tonight, when we win, because if we win tonight, if Johnny and I win tonight, they have to get rid of their tag team titles. They have to vacate their tag team titles. So we will finally free up the tag team division. Brian Blade gonna break my back.
Brian's a dude, man.
I've never met him, and I wouldn't want to piss him off.
I'm not worried. Not worried at all.
What hospital will you be at? I'll come.
You do not mess with real Brian Blade.
He says don't stick your nose in the match. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm going to be motorboating in that match. My nose is going to be all in that match.
Like you're in the White House with the other Cowboys.
How are we feeling about the promo that Matt just cut there?
He was good. Our boy's growing up.
It was pretty damn.
Yeah,
good.
I think you're a little scared though. I can sense in your voice. Your legs are like twitching.
I'm not scared at all.
You
Why
should
would I be scared?
Tweet about it. Let me know
I
when you
look
get
in the
home
mirror,
tonight.
Look, you look at me every single day. Look at me. I look at myself in the mirror. Why
You
would I
just
be
said
scared?
you said earlier a 9 and 8 talk show host.
I'm not.
You can't be a 9 and 8 talk show host
Hey.
and get into the ring with
That's true.
Brian Blade.
Gary, I'm not in danger. I am the danger.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank you.
Take your laptop to the hospital on Monday. I'll send you the StreamYard link. We can have you on. It'll be great content.
You're worried for me.
Well, I am a little bit because these guys are pros.
Yeah. Apollo Creed once
I'm
talked
not
to
wrestling
Ivan
tonight.
Drago.
No, you're
I'm
going to
the
be in the
manager.
ring. You're going to get into the ring and wrestle.
No, I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
going to be the manager. Like
Yeah.
you said, mainly, I'm just going to be clapping and like telling the
No, I
people
think you need to
get pumped
interfere.
up.
I think you need to interfere.
Yeah. Thunderlips would have pulled you in the ring.
I'll do what I
Yeah.
need to do. I'll do what I need to do. And I'll make sure nobody else gets involved in any funny
Hey,
business.
3
Because he is right. There's 4 people in Doomsday, and they typically like beat the crap out of everybody.
Are you gonna? Do you think you'll get blood?
No, I don't think I'll have any color on tonight.
3-piece suit, and then you got to have like lots of chains.
Yeah.
You
I
gotta have
don't
a
have any
pocket watch
chains.
that you stuff in your pocket.
I'm not Matt Rule. I don't own chains.
Joe Tess. You look
Yeah.
good.
All right, you gotta look the part. You can't show up all raggedy.
I'll look nice.
Your nicest
I'll look
sweatpants.
Thank-
The velour
yes.
ones.
Yes, the Lululemon.
The ones you wear to Lubies.
Yes, very good. Jimmy gets it.
Have you qualified for health insurance through NRG yet?
No, I'm on my parents still.
Good. Because once you have a kid, let me tell you.
What's your mom and dad think of this?
They have no clue.
Well, when they get that call tonight from Bryan Hospital in Lincoln,
I'll be fine.
You're going to be in
Fine.
Lincoln? Oh,
I'll
I'm
be
not going to
okay.
visit you.
I think you should go on your way down and purchase a neck brace so that when you leave the social hall, you've got that on, and you should wear it for the rest of the week.
I can't believe you said good luck to Brian. Are you kidding me?
Seems like a good
You
man.
said a bunch of nice things.
You're supposed to be on my team. You're my partner.
But he's really good. He's a pro.
He's a Hall of Famer.
You're a talk show guy.
What are we doing, Gary? You're supposed to through thick and through thin, through no matter what. You're
So
supposed
even
to
if
be,
you
"That's
get in
my
a bear
guy,
pit,
Matt
he's got to go
Master."
with you?
I root for winners. I think they're going to win. I think you're managing the wrong
worst.
person.
You're the worst.
I think what you should do is jump into the ring and wrestle yourself.
You think I'd have a better shot?
I'd like to see you. All
I
right.
think you just want to see me get my ass kicked.
I don't think you'll get.
No, you'll hang
I was
around
afraid,
for
like-
2.5 quarters.
Like something. You won't do it properly.
I
And the
haven't
next thing you
signed
know,
a waiver or anything, so I don't know if they
You'll
can
be
legally
walking
put a
up.
hand
You'll be
on me or
walking
anything.
around. Like, my back.
My shoulder is what I'm worried about.
All right. So you
Still
think
haven't
about
pulled
9
my-
o'clock tonight? So it starts at 7.
Yeah, I don't. I think about around 9 o'clock is when I'll be on.
Do we have boots on the ground in Lincoln?
No, but there will be videos taken.
Okay.
There will be. You need to talk louder into the mic. People are saying not here, but when you were doing the earlier.
Dude, the
appearance.
sound system was all messed up.
Ooh, is that a knock at Brian Blade? He's going to
No,
come at
not
you even
Brian
harder
Blade,
now.
But it was just like
Hey,
it
he's going
was
to be like the
kinda
new
hard to hear.
4 spider monkeys at the zoo.
Man, I cut one hell of a promo last month. It's the best promo they had all night. The boys in the back even told me. They're like, nice promo.
The boys in the back.
The boys in the back.
I'm looking forward to this.
I'm one of the boys.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You've made it.
Yeah, I have.
I'll miss you.
Last hour of going. Matt Verzal is going to stop by here in a moment on 1620 The Zone. All right, Nebraska, Akron tomorrow. We debut the new pregame show on 1620 The Zone. John Bishop and Michael Severe will be at the Blur Tailgate location, still under the viaduct. Yes. But do they have an official name for the 1620 pregame?
That's it.
That's it?
That's what we're calling it.
And then, of course, Big Red Overreaction.
Yes.
You and Josh will be together.
No
Josh
TV.
Peterson. It'll be a great time.
Yeah, no
watching on your phone.
TV in
we'll figure
studio.
It out. We'll figure it out. We'll be okay.
Yeah, Josh will bring his computer.
Do you think? Because let's before we get to Matt Verzal here in the next segment, let's write some Sunday headlines for the people at the World Herald and Journal Star.
Oh, I love that.
Like Huskers zip past Akron.
Ooh.
That's probably a little bit too obvious.
Yeah,
zip her down.
But it won't be a main headline. But could I convince you that there will be a story that churns a little bit off of Saturday night that continues into next week that people in your inner circle will be saying, is Isaiah Mosey the next Deebo Samuel?
I don't know.
6 foot 215. They're both 6 foot 215. Run the ball, catch the ball, because I think we will see Mosey utilized quite a bit tomorrow night in different aspects. He may not always be involved with the play, but I think we'll definitely see him more than along with Nelson than we saw him on Thursday against Cincinnati.
I hope. I don't know if I can make that prediction. So look, him being given the opportunities, great. All for it. I'm all for just the young guys who may not get a ton of opportunities in the bigger games, getting opportunities in these games. Whether or not he will make those opportunities count, I'm just going to be honest. Based on what you saw for Cincinnati,
no, I'm not. I'm not doing that.
Why?
It's his first game in college.
I hope that if he's given the opportunities, he can make those opportunities count. That's all I'm saying.
If he caught the pass, the conversation would be a little bit different because that'd be a nice play.
Yes.
Okay, so first game. Whoa, you're already out.
I'm not out.
You should be in because I think he'll have a role. He'll have a role.
I think Deebo Samuel is one of the more underrated players in the NFL because of that versatility. And I think that in the modern game of football, the different things that you can do, the more things that you can do to confuse a defense and you can put in your wheelhouse, the better off you're going to be. The more points you're going to score.
Or simply guys that can help you put the ball in the end zone need to be on the field.
Yes.
And before his career is over, he'll be one of those. Will it happen sooner than later?
Well,
Nebraska needs to score points Saturday night.
Bringing this up is exactly what these games are for, though. Like this is if he is going to develop into I think with Isaiah Mosey, and I think with a lot of these guys, it's kind of the basketball cliche of you got to see one go through the hoop, right? Like I think Isaiah Mosey and Mekhi Nelson, and if we're going to the defensive side, like Jalen George, need to have like good games and have big plays so they can prove to themselves, hey, like, all right, like I can do this in a Nebraska uniform. Like I can do this on this stage. I can do this in Memorial Stadium. You can gain more confidence and you can add that into it. So I think I'm not going to say we're going to have an Isaiah Mosey headline and that's all we're going to be talking about, or because I'm just being frank. The 2 times he did touch the ball did not look good and he did not execute. And he had creases on both one run and one pass that he caught. Like he had an opportunity to break that and he didn't. And it's going to be against lesser competition. So he's going to have some bigger creases and he's going to have some more opportunities. And I hope he goes out there and he does that. It'd be great for the team.
One thing about tomorrow night, Nebraska will have more opportunities to stretch the field vertically. And I think they'll let Dylan cook a little bit. But like, this is, as you were mentioning, this is a game for the Mills and the Clark.
Yes.
Of guys that are young that would be vertical threats. Let's see what they can do. I still want to see, because they have to play them because they all need to get reps together in game situations, the Keys and the Hunters and the Emmets. But these games are set up to have the Mills, the Clarks, the younger guys that get a time to flash. And I'm also one of the younger guys, Vincent Shavers. I know he's a frontline guy, and you're like, hey, let's get him out there and let's no. If there's one guy that is near the top of my list, if not number one, that now I want to watch him play every Saturday, it's Vincent Shavers.
It was noticeable, right, when he was out on the field.
The vibe from the linebacker position, where he should have been the only guy that had a seat in the linebacker room this week, is completely different. He is a violent player who doesn't have the personality of being a violent person.
No.
But he makes things happen. And if you get a chance Saturday night, just watch him play. Like, he's not afraid to get into collisions. He's not afraid to cause havoc. He's not afraid to beat somebody on the snap and get to where he needs to go. I went back and just watched certain plays that he made. He's coming, man. So I'm not backing away that by the end of the year he'll be the second best player in this program.
There's a difference between track speed and game speed.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly he's not a track speed guy. I think he might be the fastest game speed guy though. I watch him and he pops.
I'll watch that. That's an interesting observation.
I see him and he just moves faster than I think anybody else on that defense. Now, he's in that position he's moving down, right? He's going downhill.
Yeah, they've got him in an ideal spot.
Yes. So like he's more in tune to have those opportunities to do that compared to maybe the guys in the secondary. But I think linebacker is one of those positions where if they disappear, it's a bad thing. If I'm not seeing 33, if I'm not seeing 0, that's a bad thing. But they're not always popping up. They're not always on. Yeah. You don't always know that they're out there. Yeah. He's one of those guys where I feel like, oh, there's 9. Yeah. Oh, look, he's lining up here. Oh, he's moving. He's coming across. He's reacting to the strong side of the defense. Like,
there's another guy that because I think with John Butler trying to figure out the comfort level of guys on defense on Thursday night, they were rotating. They played a lot of guys. Played 22 guys on defense. Yeah. Is where are the majority of areas where McCullough lines up tomorrow night? Because I think they had a game and they tried to figure out where he was best at, and he might be one of those guys that does a lot of things good, but maybe he doesn't do one thing great. So you have to push the right button where he's at and where he's comfortable and where he can be the most effective. So 2 things. 1, who is RB2 and how soon do they check into the game? Also what they look like. And where is McCullough lining up? Is it more centered in a specific spot, or like Cincinnati where, you made the observation right away next to me, he's everywhere. They got him coming off the edge. They got him dropping into the coverage. They got him on the left side. They got him on the right side, depending on who's at tackle.
Did you like that slide that he was doing from the middle of the, kind of in that middle linebacker spot? Then he would slide over to the right tackle.
Yes. And I think he will learn how to play that role. I think they were throwing looks, and I think they were just trying to see, we have this guy. What does he do best? But we need him out on the field.
You need him out on the field because he's by far, I think he's probably the most athletic guy you have on that defense, just from a size, strength, whatever. He did get mauled at times.
Yeah, he got caught out of position.
He did.
And he didn't know how to take on a blocker.
It seemed like at times he didn't want to, and he just wanted to get as deep as possible. Now, granted, was he trying to seal? Was he trying to make sure that Sorsby doesn't get out of the pocket? That's kind of one of those things where I fully don't know what his responsibility is on some of these rushes. I'll make a bold prediction. And you're not forcing me to do this. This isn't a segment we're having.
Put it on the board.
I'm just going to put it on the board. Bold prediction. I think Deshaun McCullough gets 2 sacks on Saturday. I think he goes out there, and I think heading into the Houston Christian game and maybe heading into the Michigan game, you're looking at him, or the chatter will be, oh, this is the sack guy. This is the guy who's supposed to be able to bring the pass rush pressure. This is the guy who's supposed to do it. I'm not necessarily going to subscribe to that because I saw what I saw against Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. I think he can be that guy, though. And you bring up a great point. You have to have him on the field. He's a decoy in a way, but he's an effective decoy in a way. Like he's pass rushing the left tackle. He's pass rushing the right tackle. He's mugging up on the D line. Like you have to know where he's at all times, at all points. Like he gives quarterbacks headaches, in my opinion, with his movement around the line.
Matt Verzal is going to join us next. We'll get his thoughts on how he thought the offensive line played from tackle, guard, center, guard, tackle. As Gunnar Gatula will be starting. Coach Gatula.
What'd you have for breakfast this morning, Coach?
Gatula.
How was the Pat McAfee show
Gatula.
this morning?
Oh, yeah. Is he on today?
He should be, shouldn't he?
Oh, wait,
or no, Mondays. Isn't it Mondays? I think it's after every game he's on.
Okay.
So Mondays.
All right. Matt Versal, he's on next on 1620 The Zone. All right, we welcome in the pride of the 308, Matt Verzal. Good morning.
What is up, boys?
How you doing?
It is our first Scott lunch of the day, so I've been here since about 3:30 this morning. So,
all right.
Hey,
ready to roll.
I saw and I apologize because I don't know his name off the top of my head, but the head football coach of Scott,
Matt Turman.
Yes, he did an interview. Coach Madden talked about how their goal is always to get to 5 wins, and if they get to 5 wins, they have a pizza party at provided by you. So I just want to say that's really cool, and kudos to you for doing that, and for the boys. It's awesome stuff, man.
Yeah. So that's something Term's father came up with. Tim Turman, legend of Wahoo Newman fame, and it's pretty simple. It's very Turman. You get to 5 wins, you don't suck, and you're above 500, so you're going to finish a winner. And like Matt said, most of the time in Class B, if you're 5-4, you'll get in the playoffs. So yeah, that's a tradition that's been established before I got there, but I've been happy to help Term carry it on.
All right, let's cut right to the chase. Gunnar Katula is going to start Saturday night. Rule did not hesitate. Instead of 3 guys playing tackle, we know 1 will, maybe more. Your thoughts on the tackle position? And you could include Teddy, who played really well, I thought, for the first time being back in 644 days. Your thoughts on the tackle position from game 1?
I don't know, man. He must do real well in practice. I'll just leave it at that. I don't get it, but I'm not there every day, so they must see something that my old eyes don't.
Matt, do you believe in if I told you, hey, there's this guy, he's not great at practice, but when he gets onto the field for a game, he turns into a gamer and he plays at a completely different level. Like when you hear something if I told you that about an athlete, what are your thoughts on that type of athlete?
He's playing. Man, that's true. Some guys just aren't. Some guys are built for practice. Okay. Legit. They love it. They go. They look like an All-American every day in practice. You put them in the game, they fall apart. There's other guys that are the complete 180. They do not practice well, but you put them on the bright lights and you put them on the stage, and away they go. And that's what coaches, especially college pro, they get paid the big bucks for. You probably have to have a discussion with both and say, hey, what makes it so difficult for you in the game? Like what falls apart in the game when you can't achieve this? But then you also talk to the practice player and say, hey, I don't need you to be a hero here. I just need you to be better than you are in practice. If you can accomplish that, you make my life a lot easier. If you make my life a lot easier, I'll make your life a lot easier. And we'll just all get along happily together.
Hey,
so that's kind of how that goes.
So, I mean, you can't run away. The next 2 opponents are inferior on the way they're built, the way they spend. The lines are going to be large. Akron, Houston Christian. What's the most important factor over the next couple of weeks for Nebraska to get better? What do you think they have to do in these 2 games where they're heavy favorites?
These games are always mental check games, right? So let's see where we are mentally. Are we feeling ourselves? Do we think we are a big deal with really not having proven that yet? Or are we in a headspace of we need to get better every play, every game, every day, whatever it is? So that will be what I'm looking for in it. Do they come out and it's a business-like approach? Like, hey man, this is my job. I need to get in and out of here in a quarter. If I'm playing more than a half, we probably have done something wrong.
No.
So that's, but that's, see, there's levels to this.
Yes.
Right. There's levels to all of this, and you'll get teams that jump out and they jump a couple levels, and then you'll watch them regress. But this is a step-by-step maturation process that the Nebraska has to go through, because you came off of a win. Okay, great. You don't do that very often. How do you handle the next one? When you're going to look at that and say, this team they are not good, and we're about to have a day. When you think that way, and don't back it up, then you get embarrassed. So does the fear of being embarrassed outweigh the fear of you thinking you're going to get yours? That's the question, and it'll get answered at 6:30 on Saturday. So that's what X's and O's players. It's going to happen. I just want to see them mentally take the field. Do they have a laser focus? Are they attentive to detail and warm-ups? Do they get things done efficiently right out of the gate? That's all I'm looking for.
Gary talked about this earlier, but what do you think it says about a team's culture that, part of the reason they go out there and they want to get off the field early and execute is because they want the guys who are scout players or fourth strings or fifth strings get some game action? What do you think it says about a team's culture?
That's what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's if you care about the longevity of the program, like after you're done there, if you want it to continue on and you to be and the University of Nebraska at Lincoln to be great,
mm-hmm.
then you will go make sure you get that done, because those reps that are for the backup players,
mm-hmm.
as we'll call them, that's where you find out if they can play. Now, you'll know, because that's the run through the 90s was built by the domination of the 80s. Because so many of those guys got reps that you just sometimes can't find. When you're playing close games, you can't build long-term sustainability.
Mm-hmm.
Just, that's a fact. When you get to the point where you are thumping people, and now you have the luxury to substitute in 1, 2, 3 players, and you can put them in at any position, because coaches don't always know. Back to your practice player game player thing. Hey man, he's good in practice. We don't know what he's going to be in a game though, and we can't put him in the game because this is too close. We got better than him out there. So you get ahead big early, and you'll splice the kid in there with the top unit and see how he reacts. And then you can make your judgment better. It clarifies a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, because I think like these kind of games, you're mentioning the 80s set up the 90s. I mean, depth issues will only continue if you're not able to get game speed, game reps for second, third, fourth time guys or fourth string guys that get a chance to play. I mean, if the starters are playing the majority of the time and they're playing the majority of the 12 games, then that's really tough. And it'll come back and bite you the following year when all of a sudden that older guy is gone. And now that new guy who, he was on the roster last year, but may only played like 6 snaps over the course of 12 games. All of a sudden he's a frontline guy, and you're like, all right, here you go.
You are in a perpetual rebuild. If you can't handle the business, we can sugarcoat it however we want. There is a reason these 2 games are on the schedule. There's a reason they are there, and these are depth-building games. And my guy, Jake Dennis, who was a snapper at Scott, he played for us. He snaps for Akron. God bless him. I hope he has a busy day. If he can snap 13, 14 times, that's a win. That in and of itself, because that means the defense is doing their job, and the offense gets more reps.
Off of Nebraska football, what is your survivor pick that you came up with?
We're in, baby. We already got a winner in the pot.
Oh, whoa! Your formula got you the Eagles?
It's me and my buddy Bill. We talked yesterday.
Okay.
And we didn't want to fall into. Now you got to kind of play some strategy. For those that are wondering what's going on, I'm in the Circus Survivor. Anybody can get in it. You can look up the rules. But this is kind of how I like to gamble now, because it's like, all right, I'm just gonna put this money in the pot, and when I lose, I lose. I'm also in the Circa Millions contest. That's my own entry.
Which
when you pick five games every week against the spread in the NFL.
Which verse, by the way, was last year top 20.
That's incredible, dude. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I did. Shout out to my guy Casey's, who's got a system. Me and AI built our own system over the past couple of days, so we'll see how it goes. But we decided we went with Philly because when we looked at the week that kind of gets a little wonky, like Thanksgiving, Black Friday, that's a week. So you have to have a game of like in there to pick.
Mm-hmm.
So we sandbagged some teams back there. Hopefully we make it that far, which is also a risk you take.
Yeah.
But this one you just got to win straight up. So little puckered.
Yeah.
The majority of the game could have done without the rain. I had some stuff I needed to do, but I had to sit and wait that out. But we emerged victorious, so we continue on to week 2.
I'm going with the Commanders over the Giants. What do you think of that? Would you want
to I'm the other way.
Oh, you like the Giants.
Yeah, he did say that we talked about that yesterday, and
Yeah. I was trying to slide in a Steelers pick. I think my buddy Bill's like, well, Beeson said, however you say it.
Yeah.
Like, well, they said on there that Aaron Glenn's going to blitz Aaron Rodgers the whole game. I was like, careful now. That's a cagey vet back there.
Yeah.
seen a lot about a lot, and then the Jets losing their guard to a tricep tear. I was like, man, I kind of like the Steelers, but we picked the Eagles and we won.
Hell yeah!
So now they are eliminated from our process, and away we go.
Nice, great start to the season. As always, appreciated. I know a lot of people are very appreciative of today of the Scott lunches, and good luck to Scott tonight. They got Standing Bear trying to bounce back from that loss. Verse, as always, great to see you yesterday, and thanks for the time as always.
You bet, boys. Have a good one.
You too.
Matt Versall, you can stop in and see Verse. This is one of those days they're super busy there. Like, it's a lot of stuff going on over at Pisons, 156th and Center. So he was top 20 last year in the big Circa pool.
I was trying to, when we first got on here, I was trying to go back and forth, and I was doubting some of his picks, and he goes, I'm top 20, kid. And I'm like, all right, sounds good.
So
that's awesome.
So we were, because he was yesterday, he was explaining to me like what their pick. He hadn't locked in on the Eagles yet.
Mm-hmm.
He said there will be people that, as the farther you go, that will try and buy your picks, like buy your slot.
Really?
Yeah. So they'll say, hey, I'll give you 5,000 up front. If we win the 14 million, we'll split it a couple of different ways. But now I'm involved and I'm going to make the pick.
Wow.
Yeah. So they get knocked out, but they want to stay involved. But I'll give you 5,000 straight up to have your spot still in the tournament.
Yeah.
But I get to have a pick. And if we win it all, then we'll divvy up the shares.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. That's like prop spot.
I went Denver. Don't let me down, Bo Nix.
Yeah, I went the Commanders.
Huh?
I feel good. I love the Commanders this year. I have the Commanders going to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. So Verse and I were talking because there is a strategy if you have to look at their entire schedule.
Yeah.
Of do you want to waste them here? Or is this the best shot on the roster or on the schedule to get rid of Philadelphia?
I'm holding off on the teams that play the NFC South because I think that's where you're going to make a lot of your hay on the Carolina games, on the New Orleans games.
All right. When we come back, we'll give you our 3 picks for the weekend as our contest continues, and some final thoughts on what we think will happen on Saturday night. 34.5-point favorite. Nebraska is over Akron, trying to get to 2-0. And wouldn't that'd be a 1, 2, maybe a 3-game winning streak?
It would be, yes.
Wow.
It would be 4 wins in 5 games.
Okay. All right. Let's just hope this is not a close game. All right, we're back to put a wrap on a Football Friday Fiesta after this on 1620 The Zone.
Friday football fiesta here coming to an end as this show comes to an end this week. And we lead into a sneaky great football weekend. Week 1 of the NFL. Baltimore taking on Buffalo, Sunday Night Football. We got the Chiefs playing the Chargers tonight. Patrick Mahomes trying to go 8-1 against the LA Chargers in his career. And then we got a bunch of weird games.
What's wrong with that shot? It just looked like you were being just admired, supervised.
No, the camera was facing the wrong direction.
I know that. It
was a shot of Gary sitting the way that he's currently sitting.
He was proud of his boy here.
Thank you to Chris Perdone, who, by the way, is going to the Michigan-Oklahoma game.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He'll be, he is the chief man. Now, why did you open the door?
I don't know.
We're on the air.
I'm working on your TV. You want a TV back?
He is helping.
Hey, I'm walking here. All right, I'm walking. I'm hosting.
He is trying to help.
We got the microphone back. Thank you.
Credit.
That is the most valuable person in the entire building.
It looks,
credit where credit's due.
It looks hot. It's a hot looking microphone stand.
Why, thank you. It is brand new.
It's a beautiful microphone stand.
And
you got a bunch of dirt on your hands.
No, that's
you weren't
grease.
doing the hard labor.
Well, I was pulling.
It was so funny. You were trying to switch the mics this morning, and it was a valiant effort, but you were trying to pull out one microphone stand and move it over.
Sometimes you fail. Eric writes in to the Equitable Bank inbox. Did not know this because I do not keep up on the news in Kennesaw. My apologies.
How about that?
He said, could be a bad week for Australian marsupials. Of course, Nebraska plays the Akron Zips. Their mascot is Zippy the kangaroo.
What does
It's a
Akron have to
marsupial.
do with kangaroos?
Well, this happened in Kennesaw.
Huge kangaroo population there.
A wallaby, an animal native to Australia and New Guinea, has died after being hit by a vehicle near Kennesaw, Nebraska.
Oh, no.
It's a long trip.
The Adams County Sheriff's Office was initially notified that the driver of a motor vehicle struck a kangaroo. They were contacted about 11:30 on Wednesday night. An accident on Highway 6 near Overland Avenue. If you know, you know, in that area. The individual who struck the exotic animal reported the incident right away, and deputies investigated, and they were able to determine who it belonged to. No citations were issued as the wallaby got outside of the enclosure and was wandering when it was struck. Asked whether there are a lot of pets like that in Adams County, the chief deputy Mock said, "Not that I'm aware of." He compared to kangaroos, wallabies are smaller in size, only reaching a height up to 6 feet. That said, they have powerful hind legs that allow them to jump quite high and cover great distances quickly.
Great point guard, kind of like Spud Webb.
But like this pet wallaby in Kennesaw, Nebraska, got hit by a vehicle. Could be a bad. Thank you, Eric, for the email. Could be a sign.
Taking the Huskers to cover.
Bad to be a kangaroo in Nebraska this week.
It's like a wallaby isn't a kangaroo, like a cornet isn't a trumpet.
It's like Aussie rules football, the Wallabies.
Great point. So I want to go back to this.
Great referees.
Kangaroos in Akron. Is Akron the Australia, the Midwest? Is that
Many people are saying this.
Is that what
during the Industrial Revolution, kangaroos moved there to work in factories?
Now LeBron may think that because that's his hometown.
Yeah.
But after being there recently, it's nothing but rubber, baby.
No, the's not a lot of coast out there.
Well, there's a lot of rubber there.
Not a lot of people catching the waves.
It is
Akron,
that is the town that makes the most tires. Goodrich, Firestone.
It smells good.
Yeah,
I did
it's
not know
rubber. It's the rubber tire capital of the world.
Are you saying Akron is where the rubber meets the road?
Yes, very good. Well done.
That even got a laugh from somebody out in the
Bang!
gallery.
How about that?
Come on, I'm learning.
The discussion about people that'll drink a Cornhusker Crusher.
Thank you.
Tomorrow
Come
night.
on, you always do it for Gary.
I
Gary
just
always
got
gets
back.
it on the
I've
bang.
been gone for 6 weeks. You're
Come
lucky
on.
I have pants.
What do you mean? You
gotten stolen or what?
Yeah.
Well, you just
what
forget.
happened?
I forgot my routine and what I used to
Putting
do.
on
and
pants. You stopped putting on pants.
You'd
during
be
your
surprised
paternity
when you
leave?
get older.
Nope.
I'm not going to comment.
Mike writes in. So I think people will, because you can't get the Cornhusker Crusher cans in stores yet. So if you go to the game, first time that you could drink beer at Memorial Stadium, keep the can. The Bud Light, the Budweiser cans have the Nebraska N on it. Mike sent me a picture. I do not have this. So Mike has a Coors Light commemorative can And this can he had a picture of 1990, a second century of excellence continued. It has Herbie. It has the old script Huskers, Big 8 champs, national champs, go Big Red. This is a great looking Coors Light can.
It's a great looking league.
That's dope.
That's a nice collector's item. I cannot tell if it has been opened or not.
So
might
Miller Lite
mess with the value.
I think Miller Lights have their 50th anniversary
Mhm.
this year.
Christopher
which,
Walken told me.
I mean, what a company, right? I mean, congratulations to Miller Lights. I mean, just
great taste, less filling.
96 calorie, 3.2 carbs.
It's a salad.
Hey, how you doing? Are they going to be releasing like their old style cans? Like, is that going to be able for sale? That'd be awesome if I can get like an old timey Miller Lite pack.
A couple of old man Doug takes.
Hi, Doug.
Into his own inbox. It's always interesting to see when we say it's the Equitable Bank inbox, which, by the way, great partner.
Incredible
on Big Red Overreaction as well, where Doug's got a spot.
Yes, Doug is the name.
But then you look at the email and it's, I'm not going to give it, well, most people know his last name, at Equitable Bank. Don't take too much out of the first game, except that Nebraska found a way to win a close game. Judy needs to really step up. I like what I saw from Guthrie. They really like Guthrie. He just needs to play. There's guys that just need reps. They need to play football games. Even though number 7 had the game-winning play, teams will continue to pick on him due to his size. That happened all last year. His technique on the 4th and 7 and when he was called for holding was baffling. I think if they are going to play him, make him a deep safety. He's not a good man-to-man cover guy. Honestly, this along with the D-line was my biggest concern. Venables, most overrated coach of all time. They may beat Michigan, but I've never been impressed with him as a head coach. DC, yes. A lot of people have the same concern, Doug. He says Nebraska will cover the spread as Rule will not run up the score. Oh, will not cover the spread. He doesn't think Rule will run up the score.
I got you. Yeah. Like they get a lead and they. Yeah.
I don't know if he won't. Like I don't think Rule though is the type of guy to tell the second strings or third strings, "Hey, don't score here." If they score, they score.
Just fall down.
You get to the one, just fall. We have money on it.
I think he's always. I mean, Matt Rule's a player's coach. He's always seemed like the type of guy who's like, yeah, if they score, they're going to celebrate. I want my guys to celebrate. They did a good thing. Well, he said that too.
They need to score points. It's all about points, ma'am.
People forget.
All right. Our contest continues. This is week number 3. Matt and I are having a contest of we pick 3 games. And at the end of the year, whoever is the loser, the listeners will come up with the punishment.
Oh, I didn't know this. You buy lunch.
Everything is fair game.
Yeah, I'm currently 1-5 in picking these games. I went 0-3 last week. Can I pick props, player props?
Yeah.
Okay. I have Baylor plus 2.5. I'm not quitting them. I don't care.
Okay.
I do not care. Same line as last week. Gonna roll with it. Go Bears. KC -3 is what I'm rolling with. I think the Chiefs. I have Chiefs to win Super Bowl. I think they're going to be great tonight.
Need Mahomes to have a big night.
Brian Thomas Jr. over 5.5 receptions is what I am rolling with. They play Carolina this week. Liam Cohen may not be a great head coach. We'll find out. We'll see. What he did in Tampa Bay last year as the offensive coordinator kind of went under the radar. He was incredible last year. So Brian Thomas over 5.5.
All right, slow start. Bounce back. Went 2-1 last week. I'm 2-4 on the year.
That's early though.
I will go because I can't quit UNLV. UCLA UNLV over 54.5. Dan Mullen likes to score some points.
You again with UNLV?
Yeah.
Does Dan Mullen? Are you in contact with him or what do you got here?
They have no defense. They just score. UCLA has no defense. They'll probably score more.
Sounds like a good game.
Louisiana Tech, LSU over 51.5. I think this is where Nussmeier says, you know what? I think I'll be the Heisman Trophy favorite. And then the last one, the Bengals.
Whoa.
5.5 point favorite against the Browns. I will take the Bengals.
Wait, how are they supposed to start 0-2 if they win?
They're playing a team that can't throw the football.
Oh.
Who are they playing?
They're playing the Browns.
Oh, yeah.
They can't do a lot of
Flacco
things.
Could still throw.
Yeah. Is Drew Flacco and Drew Aller the same quarterback?
Joe Flacco and Drew Aller?
Mm-hmm.
Some probably.
Yeah.
Probably gunslingers.
Right. Joe Flacco's had a nice NFL career, but he does have a Super Bowl, but doesn't have like an amazing, oh my guy's going to Canton.
How dare you talk about the 2008 Rookie of the Year like that?
He played when Madden was on TV. It's true. This was last year.
All right. If people could only see on the stream what is currently going on in the studio of two individuals trying to put up a TV.
They're doing the Lord's work.
Oh boy.
Can't say much other than Josh Otson's warming up in the bullpen if one goes down.
Two men could get more done than an entire committee, unless you're trying to move a big grand piano.
That's an extremely difficult task that Connor and Chris are trying to do to put the TV back in place here
easy.
in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Live, laugh, punt. Nebraska, Akron. We'll have the pregame show. John and Michael will have it a couple hours before kickoff. And then Josh and Matt after the game, Big Red Reaction. And don't forget Severe Reaction on Sunday morning. Become a must-listen show. So we'll have it all covered for you. We'll see you tonight over on Cox. We got a good high school game, Bellevue West and Elkhorn South. If you'd like to join us.
On TV.
Good luck as a professional wrestling manager tonight in Lincoln.
Hell yeah. Too bad you're not on my side. Saying good luck to the enemy.
What are you? Maybe you go to St. E's on 70th. Or are you going to go to Bryan on South?
Can you
I'm
get
trying to
transferred
figure out
back
what
to
hospital
Omaha?
you're going to get
I thought
sent
you were going
to.
to say
and-
Sandy's. I'm like, that's where I'm going. That's definitely where I'm going.
All right, have a great weekend, everybody. Make memories, be safe, make plans to join us once again for a recap of a full football weekend on Monday morning at 6. For Matt, for Jimmy, I'm Gary. If Connor Happer does not physically injure himself, the crossover and the Connor Happer show will be next.
Mm-hmm.